Today we're going to have a special guest on, one of our students, the Zyga. Let's go now and see if he's home. Zyga. We're calling the Zyga. Call computer. Bring. Oh, Zyga.
I'm here.
The Zyganator. He made it. All right, I had to shut off the ambient noise. I hope you took up that space in the podcast. There's going to be a long 5-hour blank in the podcast. People are going to be wondering what happened.
Why? How is it going to work in the end? Is it going to be like just one long podcast, or are you going to interview a bunch of students?
I think maybe I'll just cut and paste them. So this could be 2 minutes, could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes. There's no time limit because this is not going to be a full podcast. I don't think. I don't have a full podcast worth of material. We just did one last night, and so I think we covered most of our concerns, but we just wanted to get a chance to talk to students, see how you guys are doing. And we also wanted to see, if you guys had anything you guys wanted to talk about.
All right. Well, I think having this conversation with students and posting it in the podcast would be great for the feeling of brotherhood.
The brotherhood.
You see people writing and hearing their voice at least a little bit. I don't know. For me, it makes a difference.
It's touching. You're gonna have this. You're gonna listen to this podcast back when it's done, when it's presented in its full form, and there'll probably be maybe 1 or 2 other students on it, and you'll just be shedding tears of joy while you're typing posts up.
I know that was the point. I'm getting very emotional right now.
Maybe, you know what? I have to say that's the most emotion I've ever heard from you in the 2 conversations we've ever had. I was gonna say over a long 15-month history, but then I realized, during those months, we've only had probably 2 conversations.
Only one over the audio phone.
Yes, and you sound exactly like tech support, like I would picture tech support. And then I've actually heard you one other time when you and Bogler put together a failcast.
Yes, the failcast. Yeah, that was, I listened to it back, and my voice was very monotone. And the quality was poor.
Yeah, I missed your podcast, though.
Yeah, maybe we should try again.
I was looking forward to that. It just got derailed.
And just do it again.
I like how I just derailed the first one. You guys were all hopeful about it, and I just said, no, this one's gone, and then after that, scrapped.
Our world was destroyed.
Plum has a habit of destroying student work. It's like you guys take, you spend 2 hours building an Eiffel Tower out of toothpicks, and I just come by and kick it and say, no, this block is out of place here. Let me pull it off.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Sandcastle being washed away by the waves of Plum.
So let's talk about your monotone robotic voice.
Yes, well, I've been working on it at least a little bit.
What do you mean you've been working on it?
Sorry?
What do you mean you've been working on it?
Well, I haven't been consciously working on it while I'm talking, but I think when I'm doing improv, when I'm doing Toastmasters, these are
Let me ask you a question.
Contrived situations.
Let me ask you a question. Where does your monotone voice come from?
From, I guess, my fear of being judged, things like that.
Your fear of being judged, things like that. How about things exactly like that?
Exactly like that.
What are you worried about? Why do you use a monotone voice? Give me a more thorough answer.
I would say, in situations where I'm very emotional, I have an investment in the situation.
Right.
When I'm monotone.
Have you ever been to you watch what do they watch in Canada, like hockey or anything like that?
What?
Hockey, Canada, anything like that?
Hockey. Yeah, we watch this. Not me, but some of my Canadian friends do.
Okay, so you've gone to games or things like that of that nature, where like a big game, big stadium.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, I'm not asking if you're a sports fan. I'm just asking if you've ever gone. Have you ever gone in there?
Yeah, I've gone.
And the atmosphere is pretty charged up.
Yeah.
And there's more than 10 people at the stadium, correct?
I hope so. Yeah, usually.
Usually about how many?
Thousands,
right? Just streaming with people, and there's sometimes a home team or a favorite team, right?
That's a safe bet.
So there's a favorite team. So if somebody scores a goal or somebody makes a great defensive play, what happens in the stadium?
Man, it roars. People are just screaming.
People around you are screaming, right? And that's when you're like, "Go team! Good job, team!"
No. When I'm happy, when I'm cheering, of course I scream loudly.
So you scream loudly too. So why are you able to scream loudly there, and yet when you're talking to one person, you go back to a monotone voice? What's the difference? Tell me.
The difference is in I'm giving myself permission, I guess.
Right, but why are you giving yourself permission in front of 10,000 people versus one person? What's the difference?
Well, 10,000 people aren't looking at me. They're the focus is on something else. So I'm just contributing to the the broader.
Exactly. Nobody's pinpointing you. You're not really accountable. You can't pick out Zyger in a crowd of 10,000 people.
Yeah, people aren't just gonna stop screaming and just turn towards me and say, "What? You were screaming.
You were shouting.
Get
You
out
were
of
having
here."
fun, right? So there's no possibility of that.
No.
But in a one-on-one conversation or maybe a one-on-three conversation where you're talking to a group, now everybody knows how you feel and what you say if you break out of that monotone voice.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I'm afraid of being transparent because I have dark secrets.
You have a dark secret life, right? And so if people see that, they're like, "Fucking, there goes Zyger, that fucking serial killer. There he is with his dark thoughts."
The dark secrets come out.
The dark secrets come out. So then they know this is a person to watch out for. This is a person to avoid. And this is what causes your voice to become monotone. So to really work on it, you can't really work on it by going, well, in a sense you can. You could say, well, I'm happy to be here. And you could try and practice inflection. But yes, that doesn't work.
It doesn't feel right.
Because the initial root cause isn't being addressed, which is the perspective, which is, do I have permission? And not only do I have permission to let others know how I'm feeling, voice inflection wise, volume wise, or, changing the tone of your voice, etc. But not only is there a permission issue, but there's a perspective issue like, will this repel people? Is this attractive? Is this what people want to hear?
Well, I guess putting myself in more social situations makes that answer pretty clear. Well, increasingly clear, I'd say. So,
what is the answer then? That's what I'm looking for.
The answer is that it's obviously yes.
It's obviously yes.
The more people I'm with, the more I see that other people who are like monotone, who don't display their emotions, who aren't transparent, are repulsive to me.
Yes.
I judge these people. I'm like,
yes.
What a bunch of losers.
That's exactly what I think of you right now. I'm like, listen to this monotone guy. He's a loser. Now, you are a student to me, so you are special to me. You are a special loser to me.
A special loser.
Yes, you're like a special nerd. You're like Bogler, I can recognize objectively, a lot of issues with Bogler, but it's a warm-hearted feeling because he's still a student. In the same sense, I can hear your monotone tech support voice, and I'd like to shake you on one hand to snap you out of it. But on the other hand, I realize you're a student and you're still learning the ropes, so to speak. You're still practicing social interaction, and the more you practice getting your expectations met, the more you practice expressing your experience to others and bringing others into your experience, then through their reactions, they're going to give you a lot of positive reactions. You're going to go, oh, this is being more transparent versus not being transparent, or being more open versus not being open. Giving myself permission to show emotion in my voice versus guarding my voice and having a monotone voice because I'm worried about what other people are thinking of me. So when you see the reactions you get from people more and more and more each time you practice socializing, it's going to reinforce that concept to you, and you're going to start eventually, it's going to click and go, and you're going to go, oh, number one, I have permission. My expectations matter just as much as the other person I'm talking to. And number two, you're going to realize, oh, this is what's attracting them. This is what's keeping them there. This is what they want to hear. This is what is this is what's making the difference between a living person having a conversation with them versus tech support or a Google Voice. You sound like Google Voice to me. Not Google Voice. You sound like, what's that? I think it is Google Voice. The one that you could type in letters or not type in words and it reads them back. Your voice recognition software to me.
Well, I guess it could be contrived as a compliment.
No, it's not a compliment.
I know.
It's definitely a criticism. But the interesting thing is, I've also noted, very slim notices, but there are indications that you are recognizing this, and there's indications that you are realizing that A, that's not attractive, and B, that you do have permission to express how you're feeling, and you can speak like a person who is a living person who has valuable and attractive thoughts and ideas to, give to the other person you're talking to. And the more you realize this, the more you're apt to let that guard down. And that monotone is really a guard. It's something you have to kind of manufacture. It's not like a natural expression. Like if you're a little kid and I'm talking to you, you're not going to have a monotone voice. Kids, if you look at little kids, they're very whiny. Like, if they're well behaved, they're more reserved. But if usually you have a little kid and they want something, they're like, I want the pizza, right? They raise the volume and then you hear the emotion immediately in their voice. That's a natural reaction. They are very transparent. Children are very transparent with their emotions. Whereas over time, if you pick up bad social habits like Zyger, you go from, I want a pizza, or this pizza's so good, to, this pizza's good, I would like a pizza. that takes effort to maintain that. That is a weight, a conscious weight you're carrying around. That causes frustration. Yes. There's a strain. So the more you realize that actually being transparent and letting the other person know your experience, bringing them into your experience. Like when you tell me, I like pizza. Pizza's delicious. That doesn't bring me into your experience. That shares with me a piece of information, a static piece of information, right? I could read about pizza being delicious to many people. But when I hear, oh, this pizza's really good, that is your particular expression of the pizza being good. And that brings me into your experience, your particular experience. That makes it a unique experience for me. So the conversation becomes, attractive, something that I can't get from another person, that I can only get from Zyga.
And regarding this, I'd like to have your perspective on something.
Yes, I would like to give you my perspective on this, Zyga.
No. All right. Well, it's this improv thing. You always said that it was just another
pretense.
Another pretense, but
your improv. Yeah, you're speaking about your improv class that you're taking with Bo, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm taking improv with a book. So.
AKA Bo.
Sorry?
Book. You call him Book. I call him Bo. We all have these slightly, like a slight intonation change when we say his name. Bach, Book, Book.
It's all the same.
Right.
But when I'm doing.
But I find that yes, Captain. Yes, Spock. What is it? What is it, Spock?
Spock says, when doing improv or whatever, there's a kind of pressure to be more expressive.
There's a pressure to be more expressive.
It's expected that you're gonna break out of that monotone.
Right.
So then you can see your reaction, the positive reactions more easily.
Okay, well, you could actually do that without the improv class, and it would be free.
I can, but it's the same thing you said. You need an external coach to push you.
Yes, it is an external. It's like a pretense. It's like everybody's there, and they're forced to go, okay, act really emotional, or practice a scene and just overdo it. Become overbearing in the scene. So it's kind of forcing you to do that. So in that sense, it's good. But it's just like if somebody were saying, oh, I don't have an improv class, because that's a popular thing to take now. I don't know if you ever heard in the seduction community, they always recommend, oh, take an improv class. It's going to really improve your skills. So
I had no idea.
It's the same type of concept where they think if they're taking a class for expression, when really they need to understand it's more so than just practicing hearing yourself say something in an emotional way, like, oh, I love you, Amanda, right? It's one thing to practice that in front of people.
You say that it stems from realization.
Right.
But even after you say it, I have a hard time devising a method to actually change
this is why,
perspectives.
This is why social interaction is a team sport. It is impossible for you to help yourself. You don't have any reference point for what is a competent or a capable showing of emotion, or a capable showing of a voice inflection, how it should be done. Is it too much to go, I love pizza, right? You don't have that reference. Is it to you, if you go, I love pizza, to yourself, since you don't have a reference point, it sounds like, I love pizza. It sounds crazy to you. Because you don't have that other person who already has that experience. That's why we always tell you.
It's hard to get the reference.
Yes. So to get that reference, there has to be other students, other people, friends, social circle, etc. So, like I said, the improv is a pretense for that, because there are other people around who have experience talking to you. They can give you feedback. So it's just an instant way to give you feedback. You could have the same type of experience in another class, like an art class, or even like a math class. There's going to be math nerds, typical math nerds, who will be, very monotone. But out of those math nerds, there's going to be some guy who's going to have that, heart on his sleeve, or very, very passionate about something, or, he gets excited talking about math. Like, for instance, if you get Bogler talking about Apple computers, he almost has an orgasm. So it sounds like he's talking about a super hot chick. So in the same vein, there are always these opportunities to practice with other people. It's just a matter of finding those people, locating those people, and that takes effort. Whereas an improv class, at least everybody's, whether they're monotone or not, you at least know they're all on the same page where they want to break out of that shell. So the improv class is really the pretense that really just says, hey, we're all agreeing we're going to practice breaking out of our shell right now.
Well, if there could be just groups to discuss, that would be ideal. That would be even better.
Yes.
Just talking groups. Okay.
The only thing I would suggest is, they're going to have improv classes. I don't know what they do there because I've never taken an improv class, but they should practice you overemphasizing something just to get practice with expressing voice inflection in an exaggerated way. For instance, if you really hate something, they should tell you, I want you to overdo this. Say you really hate this hot dog. Like, I hate this hot dog. It's insane. To give you kind of a practice of a range of what extreme inflection is like, extreme expression of emotion, versus very subtle,
realistic,
understated emotion. So that's something you can do.
In the improv class, the teacher is like, "Oh, don't act like a clown. Do it as realistically as you can, like movie style."
Right. So, okay. So they're giving you some prompts.
Yeah, he is. Like if someone's doing really, really poorly, he'll like, "Oh, stop, this is bullshit. You're too monotone." He does that sometimes.
Exactly. That's great. That's again, the problem with that is they view your training as just a matter of training, like, oh, you're being too monotone, when really that is not the issue. Because you can have a great expression in the improv class, but once you leave the improv class, if the problem is never dealt with, it's not going to matter. That's why it's really a pretense if they don't understand what's going on, what is causing that monotone voice in the first place.
It's true.
So their solution is training when that's not really the solution. That's a temporary Band-Aid solution.
Basically.
Hang on a second. Oh,
what?
Quiet! You're going to die! Shut the fuck up. You're driving me nuts.
Those damn animals.
Oh, Zyger. Did you fill in that 5-hour gap?
Yeah. I had time to get a pretty nice nap.
How to deal with barking dogs. Okay. So where were we? So your improv class. I'm sorry, go ahead. We're talking over each other.
I just need to go get my pizza.
Your pizza's here? Go get it.
Yeah.
So this has been another episode of Zyga and Plum. Do-do-do-do-do. Music intermission time. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, I got the most distracting text message. This chick is text messaging me right. You notice, like, right when you're in the middle of doing an important podcast, somebody's always got to call you. Dog's always got to be barking. Your power supply's always got to be running low. Somebody's all of a sudden got to start clicking in the chat room. It's always one fucking distraction after another. So right now, Zyger is fetching his pizza. He's paying the man and using his robot voice to pay him. Sir, how much is the pizza? $5. Here is change and tip. You're welcome. I'm looking at the form right now. It's a beautiful new theme we've got going. Beautiful new graphics. I'm in love with the form. It looks beautiful today. It looks beautiful. I wish we could fix these bugs.
Form graphics.
Hey, I wish we could fix this PHP issue down here. Did you see what I posted in the student lounge?
Yeah, I saw it. It seemed pretty obscure.
Well, some guy just said it was a simple line of code that you put in the CSS file, which is like something to do with images. I tried it, didn't work.
CSS. Like, I always end up like changing the CSS file, and then it doesn't do anything.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
I don't understand how it works. I'm like, put bold.
Put bold, right.
Enter, and it doesn't bold.
Fuck, why can't they just make it simple? Why can't they make coding simple and uniform? Now I see the real necessity for uniform coding.
It works. CSS is the exception. CSS, you do something, and it never works.
No, but I see the necessity for like uniform language, uniform code. So, if you're trying to do something in this way, this guy isn't just doing something creative in his forum, and then all of a sudden it doesn't translate if another person's trying to work with that code. So I see the essential like point of having like a uniform programming language.
Yeah, well, it usually works like that. Usually. It's supposed to work like that.
Enough programming talk. How was your vacation?
Quite enough. How was what?
How was your vacation?
Vacation was intense. Like Book told me.
The vacation was intense.
Level 10 social interaction.
Your intenseness. Okay, tell me how's your pizza? Is it delicious? What does it look like?
I haven't seen it yet. It's still in the box. It's mysterious. I haven't had wheat in 4 months.
Your pizza sounds better than your trip.
Sure, the pizza.
Do you see what voice inflection does? What the difference is? My trip was intense. Oh, this pizza is so delicious. I had a choice of what I want to hear about. Sounds like your trip could be any other person's trip, uneventful, and then your pizza, something's amazing about your pizza. This is the difference in voice inflection between Spock and Zyga.
I can glimpse the difference now.
Spock's pizza and Zyga's pizza. So what's on your pizza, by the way? What's going on with the pizza? You got a typical pepperoni or you got something special going on?
Well, I took all-dressed pizza, but without mushrooms, because mushrooms are pretty gay.
Okay, so you took away gay mushrooms, which I love, and what else?
No, I added onions instead. Onions,
Onions?
I love onions.
Okay, onions?
They're real taste. Like, how can you love mushrooms? They don't taste anything, and they're like...
Mushrooms have like they have kind of like a tricky flavor. It's almost like soy sauce.
Yeah, but it's so subtle. It's like, for me it tastes like dirt. Or, no, not dirt.
It's a gourmet dirt flavor. It's an acquired taste, I think.
Dust. It tastes like dust.
It's a dusty taste. So what happened on the trip now? This intense...
dust on my pizza.
What happened on this intense trip?
Well, I would say no big event happened. But it was just
just the accumulation of events.
Sorry?
The accumulation of events.
Yeah, it was just like, there was like no 5 minutes length of time in which I was alone. Usually in my normal routine, I'll have, social interaction, 2 hours, then I'll be 5 hours alone at home.
Gotcha.
For this weekend, I was like with many people for 4 days at a time without stop.
So this is kind of almost like socializing when you're eating a meal. It's like, if I was to ask you every day, what did you eat? Eventually it's like, I had good food. This was a good meal here. This was okay here. This is a little too salty here. But things kind of blend together when you're eating. Yeah. But if you only eat once a week, you're going to know everything on the menu, exactly how it tasted, and get very specific. Whereas if you're having a normal eating cycle, just like you had a normal socializing cycle this weekend, it's a cumulative effect. You have a cumulative social time with everybody, and it's just like you had a good time. Basically, when people say, I had a good time.
Yeah, I guess. I did have a good time.
You guess? You weren't sure if you had a good time or not?
No, I'm sure I had a good time. Well, I would say I guess because, like, the day after, it was such a blur that I was, like, a little confused. When I came back, it was like, in the limbo.
What happened? Was I socializing? Was it fun? I don't remember. I don't recall.
No, it's so confusing. Okay, but now I digested it. I made my the EM report so that I could, like, understand what happened. Basically, my fail.
Okay.
My constant failure.
Okay. Give me an example of what you do in your improv class. Give me an improv scene. Your practice.
Improv scene. Okay. Yesterday, we did an exercise. One guy had to mime. The other one had to give the narration for the mime.
Okay. Forget about that. Give me something more emotional. Some like scene you did.
Let's see here. More emotional. One scene I had to be a car salesman.
Okay, sell me a car.
Sorry?
Sell me a car. Go ahead.
So, the way I did it was like, hello, I'm Bob of Bob's car salesman, car sales dealership. Here's my assistant, John. John, how do you like the cars here? Then he didn't say anything. Like, well, isn't that amazing? Come, everybody, to Bob's car dealership. We've got pickups, we've got vans. It's amazing! Something like that.
Your intensity is intense!
It's not very... Well, I was screaming back then, but it's hard to get back into it.
Yes, hard to get back into it, into the swing of things.
When I've got it public, it's like I can drive myself harder. But when I'm in front of a microphone or just with one person, I don't know, I can't bring my energy back up.
Well, our goal is not to make you depend on energy, is not to make you depend on, tactics or strategies for socializing, but just to let your natural expression come out. That is our goal. So eventually it's going to get there, and really the thing that's going to change the most the way you approach your social interactions is your realization. The more you start realizing, oh, my opinion is just as valid as this person over here, if not better, and this is attractive, what I'm doing. When I'm expressing myself, that's attractive to the other person. That's actually what meets their need when I'm socializing with them, not just the trading of information, but to hear Zyga's reactions to the world, Zyga's reactions to his experience. That's the attractive part. Interesting, Captain. Interesting analysis, Captain.
Maybe the zircons are not in agreement with that.
It'll take time.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a lovely slice. Oh my gosh, we've gone almost 28 minutes. It felt like 5. It seriously felt like 5. We've gone like 28 minutes. This is actually pretty incredible.
This is the opposite of what usually happens.
This is the opposite.
This felt like 5,
it felt like at first it felt like 10 hours, and then it slowly, incrementally went down, and suddenly it felt like 5 minutes. It was amazing.
All right, well, I'm glad it didn't feel too long.
If it did feel long, it was your fault. Thank you for joining us, Zyga.
Glad to be here. I hope I come back one day.
I hope you come back too. We're looking forward to hearing.
Before-after thing.
Yeah, that would be awesome to hear a before-after.
Yeah.
So we're going to have more students on at a later time, and this has been a first dose of student podcasts at Manhood Academy. All right, bye-bye. All right, Bokester, let's cover your little dilemma here. So you posted something in your last DM report about why women play games. And then you ask, is she just playing a game to get me to chase her more? I know Professor Plum says that we can recover from anything. I'm wondering how to recover from that one. Well, you're thinking, like most guys, like you consider a situation and you go, well, logically this makes sense. If I said something bad to her, then tomorrow I shouldn't be able to talk to her again, and I've ruined it. So I have to take care of this, this thing in order to get to this place over here. So you're like trying to play chess with this whole thing instead of realizing it's like girls are so emotional based that making sense is irrelevant. It's like you just have to learn how to lead the interactions. For instance, with this girl, you could totally screw up with her, totally fuck it up, and tell her, fuck you, you cunt, and it seems like almost an irrecoverable thing. But the next day, you could just treat her as like a total stranger, like you just met her for the first time, and just start over. And of course, she might think it's kind of weird that, well, didn't you say yesterday you said I was a total cunt? That's totally offensive. You can never recover from that. And if you just ignore it and just keep talking to her like she's a new girl you just met, oh, you're so sweet, I like this about you, I like that about you. You don't even need to address it almost. And sometimes you don't even have to address it. You can just keep talking and keep leading the conversation and keep ignoring things you don't want to talk about. Or you can, just punish that and say, why do you keep talking about the past? You don't even have to, you don't realize you don't have to make a fucking cocksucker. You're fucking lighting off fireworks while I'm trying to talk to Boke and make an important point. I'm telling the fireworks to shut up. Hang on. Fucking faggot fireworks. Stop interrupting me. Okay. So you don't even have to make sense. When you're enforcing expectations with girls, you don't have to make sense. This is what you guys don't understand. This is not you're not trying to logic her into a position. All you're trying to do is either punish or reward. Explaining is like the least of your worries. That is after a person respects your authority already and they're already attracted to you. Then you can worry about explaining her, if at your leisure. But when you're just dealing with a girl, just be very simple with her. You just say, give her pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. Like you want to create an incentive for her to talk to you. So you give her your experiences, your candid expression, your open expression, letting her know what your experience is like, what your experience is, what it's like to be you, to look through your eyes, and you're just giving this girl this incentive every time you bring her into an experience of yours. You share your reactions to the world. You bring her more into your experience, and you give her more pleasurable time talking to you. Now she has an incentive to meet your expectations, right? So this is a very simple concept. It's just giving her enough incentive to forget about you calling her a cunt or you breaking up with her or whatever bad thing that happened that you think is irrecoverable, that you're trying to logically deduce, okay, what is an elaborate strategy to get past this? Like you're thinking about it like it's some Scotland Yard caper you have to solve. It's not like that at all. You have no idea how pliable girls' emotions are, how non-seated in reality girls are. This is why it's so, once you understand this, it's almost like simple to interact with a girl and not have to make sense, not have to be congruent, so to speak, not have to, worry about, well, I did this. You're not building a rocket ship where each part depends on the other part, and if one part doesn't work, the whole rocket ship's going to explode. It's not like that. It's almost like you're building a rocket ship out of hot dogs. You could ask, why the fuck am I building a spaceship out of hot dogs? But why is irrelevant when you're talking to a girl. It's just that you're building a spaceship out of hot dogs because you feel like it, because you fucking feel like it. That's the reason. And as long as you're enforcing that expectation, that's really all that matters. As long as you're giving her enough incentive to meet the expectation and you're applying pain when somebody is violating your expectation, it's really all that matters with girls. So like I said, you could just, in your mind, you have to be like, okay, I'm going to just completely forget about whatever I said last time to her that, totally killed it. Or, it seemed like I burned a bridge or something and I can never recover. I'm just going to completely forget about that and just pretend like this is a new girl I just met. Of course, I still know her name and everything, and I know all the experiences you went through in the past, but I'm not going to bring up any of the stuff that caused the problem. I'm just going to either, punish any mention of it, or I'm going to just ignore it. Like when she wants to bring it up, I'll just ignore it. Or, I'll just keep giving more pleasurable incentive to interact with me, and again, she'll ignore that. Like, I've had girls like that brought up the fact, oh, you called me a total bitch and this and that, and I just keep ignore it and just talk about, oh, you know what, I like when you do this or that, or I like this part of you, or I like that part of you. And girls, it's like so easy to distract girls that way. It's so easy to to lead the conversation when you realize girls aren't like you figuring out the quadratic equation in their head for relationships. They're not like everything has to follow this certain pattern here. Everything has to follow this equation. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be involved with this guy. It does not work at all that way with the girls. It's just, look, are you leading the conversation or are you not leading it? Are you leading the interaction or are you not leading it? Are you punishing and rewarding or are you trying to justify all your expectations? It's very simple. So the more complex you make in your head, like, how do I recover from this? It shows that you're trying to meet her expectations. She's basically the guy in the relationship, and you're like the chick. You're like, how can I please her? How can I please her? How can I meet all her expectations? And she's not even there, and you're still thinking up right now ways to smooth it over. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? This is you being the chick in the relationship. If you're the guy, you could have set her head on fire yesterday, and then, like, the next day you're like, oh, that looks so sweet in that dress. She's like, but you set my hair on fire yesterday. I said, good for you. I don't want to talk about your hair. I want to talk about your dress. I like your dress. It looks cute on you. You look so cute and adorable. And she's going to go, but you just set my hair on fire. And again, you just keep ignoring it. You just keep, yeah, but I like your dress. Shut up and don't talk about that. I want to talk about your dress right now. You look really adorable. And see, when you smile like that, you turn around for me. And you look all cute like that. And now she goes, oh, do I really look cute? And see, all of a sudden, her frame of reference just switched just because you maintain your expectation. You're punishing and rewarding to get your expectation met, and she just simply follows it. Her girl's position is a naturally submissive position, so she's just gonna, whoop, eventually it's just gonna fall into line. And girls are so easily distracted by things. It's just like people who, if you're talking about a subject and you bring up some little side point, like you're talking about the Civil War, and you bring up the fact that maybe the Union soldiers wore blue, and then somebody who has a short attention span will think, oh, blue, I like blue. Blue's my favorite color. I like blue ice cream. I like blue blocks. I like blue cars. Blue cars are cool. I have a blue car. I bought a blue car at a dealership, right? All of a sudden, they're completely derailed from the main point because they're so easily distracted. That's like a chick. It's just like they could be adamant about you saying something that they didn't like, but if you just distract them, you just give them enough pleasure, that point becomes irrelevant. You gotta understand, it's like girls are meant to be led. If you're so worried about me, about smoothing this over and so neurotic about what can I do to fix it, this shows that you're becoming the chick. You're essentially the chick in the relationship. You gotta learn how to become the guy. You gotta learn how to lead it. Look at some of the ridiculous things I say in the chat. They make no sense. They're only funny to me. But because I support my own expectation, and I don't depend on you to, go, oh, fuck, I hope they think it's funny, or, oh, I hope they understand this stupid joke I just made in it. I hope they think it makes sense, or I hope they get what I'm trying to do. No, I just do it. Sometimes I explain it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't care. I just do it for myself, and then I just move on to the next thing. Now, the last joke or the last thing I said might not have made any sense whatsoever, and it only made sense to me just because I typed it, but it doesn't matter. All I know is that, look, I care about my expectation, and I'm going to enforce it. That's it. So even though I may say something that's totally off-the-wall bizarre, because I'm enforcing my expectation, and you realize, oh, I have authority over you, it normalizes it. It makes it okay. It's like me lighting myself on fire because I have authority and I enforce my expectations. Lighting myself on fire is no longer an abnormal activity. Because I have authority, I've normalized it. So I can normalize the most abnormal behaviors just by creating authority. We used to do this exercise in class in the very beginning with some students. We'd take them out to like a bar or something or a club, and show them, look, I'm going to show you hamburger hands. And how you do hamburger hands is you just take your hands out and you put one hand up, palm up, and one hand palm down. And all you do is just flip them back and forth in front of your face. So you take one hand and you turn it palm up, and you just switch and turn it palm down. And at the same time, you take the other hand, you turn it palm up, and then you switch it and you turn it palm down. So every time you put your right hand palm up, your left hand is palm down. Every time you switch it and you put your left hand palm up, your right hand is palm down. So you're just kind of flip-flopping back and forth, your hands back and forth in front of your face, maybe about like chest level, right? Just while you're talking, flipping your hands back and forth. This is a totally abnormal behavior. In a normal conversation, a person shouldn't be flipping their hands back and forth in front of you, right? But if you have authority, you can totally normalize something that's completely abnormal. Nobody does this in a conversation, but I can do it because I have authority. So somebody might say, I'm flipping my hands. Sometimes it's funny because girls won't even say anything. You could just completely talk like you don't even notice it. Just completely ignore it. Don't even bring it up and just talk about something else. And they will completely forget about you flipping your hands in front of them, while you're talking. A totally abnormal behavior. They won't ask a question. And then some girls will, hey, what are you doing with your hands? And then instead of going, oh, here, let me meet your expectation. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm breaking a social norm. I might go, why the fuck are you so nosy? Or stop bothering about my hands. Okay, and anyway, my other point is, and just keep going on, right? So all I'm doing is just punishing them for not meeting my expectation or violating my expectation, which is don't ask me about why I'm flipping my hands in front of you. There's no reason for it. So I'm basically just punishing them for violating an expectation. And now, to give them more incentive to talk to me, I just keep going on with my point, keep talking to them while I'm still flipping my hands. I just, speak as if nothing happened. And then they just completely forget about it because I am controlling the conversation. I am in charge of the conversation. I am doling out the pain and the pleasure. They go, oh, this person has authority. Whatever you do when you have authority, it's okay. Like, right? Hitler was able to kill Jews. The United States government was able to have slaves and make slavery perfectly normal, part of society, right, in the South. See, if you have authority, you can make the most absurd things, perfectly, legal or perfectly normal or perfectly acceptable. Just because you have the authority, you're enforcing it. So all it takes is to have that authority, to exercise that authority. And that is all the difference with girls. So when I say you can recover from anything, I mean, as long as you're exercising authority, same principles apply, just giving a person enough incentive, right? Oh, but what about I said this in the past, I said that in the past, and they're going to bring it up, and then it's going to totally screw everything up. I'm never going to be able to talk to this person again. I totally screwed up the relationship. No. Your perspective is the only problem, really. Just forget what you said. Just start over. Just pretend like it's a new person. Just start over from square one. Just start doing it the right way now. Start exercising your authority the right way. Start rewarding and punishing the right way. And just that last thing you did, it'll be like it never happened because you are exercising your authority. When you're exercising your authority, you're very quick to make sure your expectations are the dominant expectations. Your expectations are the ones that matter in the social interaction. And that's all the girl is going to care about when she's talking to you. Are you able to enforce your expectations? Because she's looking at you as the leadership. She's looking for you to get all her social cues from. If you set, the most bizarre social standards ever, like wearing crazy, funky 80s punk wear and, just behaving bizarre in public, but you totally enforce it, you enforce your weird behavior, it'll just seem normal to her if you have authority to enforce it. That's all for now. Okay, welcome, students. It's another episode of Manhood Academy podcasting, and instead of Boggles, we have Boggles plus. Okay, everybody who's here, sound off. Who's here? Just say your handle. Hold on, utter chaos. Okay, let's go around. There's no way to go around the room. There's no way to go around the room.
Hold on. I'll do it. Yeah, be the master of ceremony. Right, Naveen, you go.
Master of ceremonies is Boggles. He'll be introducing everybody in the chat room. Who's in the chat room, Boggles?
So now, we got Naveen. Say hi. Hey, High School 101, sounding off.
Yeah, HS 101 in the house.
Zyger, tell the real name, motherfucker. Zyger here. Reporting.
Please, just your forum name, thank you.
Yeah, forum name, asshole. Yeah. Asshole. Book. Yeah, Book here. Harpo. Here. Praxis missing in action, or is he here? He got a call from his ex-girlfriend, he said.
Praxis, you homo. Okay, next.
And then Vic is here. The blue is here.
Present. Bueller. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's cover. We got to cover High School 101, and we got to cover Harpo. Let's do this.
Okay, let's get it up.
Let's go to.
Face the music.
Let's face the music right now.
Deep breath.
Who's first? Who has to leave first?
Nobody.
Okay, we'll go with Harpo. I'm on there already. Harpo's EM post.
Really early. Yeah.
Let's go to your EM post, page 6, down at the bottom, last one.
Another EM though.
So here you go. I decided to send a text to a hometown friend of mine today.
What was this I read about your old man wrecking on his motorcycle or something?
What? What are you talking about?
Praxis, get the hell out of here.
Praxis, are you back?
Praxis.
All right, never mind.
Okay,
Let's keep going.
Kick him out, man.
I just want. Okay, right at the first sentence here, Harpo. I decided to text a hometown friend of mine today. I just wanted to talk to her, and plus she's attractive. Okay, this is complete bullshit right here. What's the problem here, Harpo? Right off the bat, the first sentence is complete bullshit.
Justification.
No, it's not just justification. You say this is, of all places, the EM section is for you to talk about your expectations candidly, to the point, honestly. What is this I just wanted to talk to her bullshit? Why did you even bother to say she's attractive if you just wanted to talk to her? Don't you just want to talk to Boggles? Don't you just want to talk to Plum? What's the difference between her and Boggles?
The difference is, I'm attracted to her, and so I want to talk to her to get into a relationship with her.
Yes. So to tell me you just want to talk to her, let's skip that. Why are we even saying that? You're talking to a girl. Obviously, you're talking to her because you want to fuck her. You want to get in a relationship with her. Just be simple about it. This, I just want to talk to her, plus she's attractive, like it's an additional thing. Oh, by the way, she's a girl. Oh, by the way, she has tits. Oh, by the way, she's attractive. It's not by the way, that's the reason you're talking to her.
All right.
Be upfront with your expectation. If you can't even be upfront in a forum full of strangers, how the fuck are you going to be upfront with a girl or with another guy in person? This of all places is the place to be upfront about your expectations, okay? So it's not plus she's attractive, it's, hey, guess what? I like this girl. Now, the situation may not be right where she has a boyfriend or whatever. I'm reading on ahead already, but the thing is, I'm attracted to her, and I'm going to try to get into her pants. I'm going to try and get into a relationship. Whatever your intention is, be upfront about it so we can get to the point. Otherwise, you're fucking around already in your head, and other people, especially new students, are reading this and going, oh, yeah, he just wants to talk to her. Oh, by the way, she's a girl too. Oh, yeah, that's how I feel about the situation. It's complete bullshit. You're bullshitting other students, especially new students are getting fucked over by this, and you're bullshitting yourself. It doesn't serve anybody. So just knock off the bullshit. Just be straightforward with it. You know why you're talking to her. I know why you're talking to her. So if I know why you're talking to her, then you shouldn't be giving me some other extraneous reason for why you're talking to her. That's number one. Be clear with your expectations. If you're not clear with your expectations, you're not going to get them met. You don't even know what to punish or reward. You don't even know what your expectation is. Are you gonna punish or reward her for treating you like a buddy? You think that's productive? What would happen if you rewarded her for treating you like a buddy? Like you just said, I just want to talk to her, and then you started rewarding her when she treats you like a buddy. What's that going to do?
Well, we're just going to become buddies, but nothing more.
Exactly. So if you're not clear, obviously you know what your underlying expectation is, but even if, let's say for argument's sake you weren't, if you're not clear and you're rewarding her for just treating you like a buddy, then you're reinforcing what you don't want. That's exactly what you don't want. So number one, know what your expectations are. And subnote, be clear about your expectations. Express your expectations. Be to the point. Be candid about them. And don't put any other filters over them like, oh, by the way, she's a girl. By the way, I just want to talk to her. She's involved in a relationship. Oh, we were coworkers, etc. All that, it's extraneous. It just slows you down. Okay? She's old-fashioned and prudish in her attitudes about anything sexual, so I like to tease her a bit about that sort of thing. However, I'm an asshole for flirting with her because she has a nice boyfriend. Okay. You're an asshole for flirting. What does that mean?
I was thinking of it in terms of it's dysfunctional for me to mess with her relationship.
Right.
And so
I got that. So let me ask you a question. Are you an asshole and you're going to do it anyway, or are you an asshole because you're doing it? Are you an asshole? Are you an asshole and you're going to do it anyway, or are you, or is this making you into an asshole? What is your thought here on that? Are you an asshole because you're an asshole, you're deciding to flirt with her because she has a nice boyfriend, or just the fact that you're flirting with her, does that make you the asshole?
I was thinking the latter, that by flirting with her, I became an asshole.
Okay. So you're coloring your social interactions by saying, if I'm doing this, this is going to make me an asshole, and if I do this, this is going to make me a good guy. Right?
That's true.
One or the other, right? Okay. I guess if you want to color it that way, that's fine, but my thinking is the fact that you're even bothering to color this is already going to fuck you up from the start. I mean, one of my girlfriends was married. She basically divorced her husband, because of me. And I wouldn't really say even because of me. It would have been anybody. She was just looking for the opportunity because this guy basically was just your prototypical nice guy. Didn't know how to lead this social interaction. Just basically a whiny guy. So eventually she lost attraction for him. She didn't love him anymore. She was just looking for an excuse. I'm a convenient excuse. I'm actually a very good excuse because I know what I'm doing, but at any rate, I'm an excuse. So they broke up and I'm just one of the reasons. So am I an asshole for doing that? To me, that's irrelevant. I wanted her. Okay. Now, if I'm putting in judgments or just am I making a colorful story, that's one thing, but to even mention it, you're only doing yourself a disservice. If you want to philosophize about your the morality of the situation, do that in your expression post. You can confess there, rid your soul of guilt, etc. in that section. But your expectation management, we're going to divorce for the sake of clarity. We're going to divorce it from morality, because we're going to assume that if you're mentioning an expectation, you're already trying to get it met. So whether you're an asshole or not, whether your goal is to help, rescue a puppy out of a drain or to burn Jews, in an oven, we don't care at this point. We're just assuming that you're trying to get this expectation met. We're not looking at the morality of this expectation. So when you're already bringing, I'm an asshole, I'm this, I shouldn't be doing this, or I should be doing that, these are questions you should answer before you're doing your report, because these are also going to get in the way of your expectations. Like, common problem with nice guys is, I don't want to do this because I'm going to seem like an asshole, or I don't want to do this because I'm going to be a jerk, and she wants me to do this, and this is going to make me cool in her eyes. So I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Already, you're trying to meet everybody else's expectations but your own. Your goal is to try to meet your expectation, not to meet other people's expectations. You're under the assumption that you know what you're doing. You know what the fuck you're doing. That means, let's say your expectation is dysfunctional, but yours is at least you know what the functional expectation is. Okay? So you're eventually trying to get there. Okay? So you got to assume already, look, my expectation is the one that has to be met right now. Not hers, not theirs, not society's expectation. My expectation. If you're going to make moral judgments before you're even, trying to get your expectation met, you're already having a conflict with yourself. So not only do you have to manage other people's reactions, anybody that has a conflict with your expectation or a competing expectation, now you gotta handle your own argument. Hello? Who's there?
I wasn't hanging out with you. Why else would I want to hang out? I think Praxis forgot that he's
Who is that?
Hey, Praxis later. The artist. There we go. He's gone.
Arbitrary conversation for Praxis. I thought Praxis was commenting. I said, thank you, Praxis, for your insightful commentary.
He was ruining the audio.
That was an awesome, insightful commentary. Thank you,
I don't know
Praxis.
if anyone was actually supposed to interrupt, and he just came in. It's weird.
Okay, so where were we?
So you're talking about how I was trying to meet everyone else's
exactly. You're trying to meet everybody else's expectation. Plus, you're also competing against yourself because you're conflicted. So already your expectation isn't decided. If you're conflicted before you go into, before you try to get an expectation met, you've already failed from the start. Whether it gets met or not is irrelevant. You've already failed from the start. You need to be clear first. What is my expectation? Regardless of how small you think it is, you need to be clear on it. So with this chick, you may go, look, she has a boyfriend. He's a nice guy. I'm an asshole for doing it, but I'm trying to get it met. So the asshole part is irrelevant at this point. Okay. With my situation with the girl, she was married. I found out she was married, and I realized this guy's not going to keep her. If I don't take her, she's either going to cheat, she's going to have a fling. They're obviously not going to be in a happy marriage. It's going to go downhill because I know how social interaction works. So I don't need to look into the future. Whether it's me or somebody else is irrelevant. The point is the relationship is not going to work. So I'm okay. So at that point, I'm okay with it. There's other moral issues and considerations. Like I said, decide that before you do it, not during, especially not during. Okay. So I'm an asshole for flirting with her because she has a nice guy boyfriend. Okay. She dumped him, but then to her credit started trying to work things out. To her credit, what does that even mean? She dumped him, but then to her credit, she's trying to work things out with him. What does that mean? Harpo.
I guess I was trying to say that
she gets extra credit for helping him work things out. He's a nice guy. He doesn't know what he's doing, so she's taking pity on him and trying to work it out. So she gets credit for that. What's the point?
Yeah, that's kind of warped. That's honestly what you're saying is what I was thinking when I wrote that.
Yeah, so there's no point in me even mentioning these are such extraneous bullshit considerations that are slowing you down. She's getting credit for trying to work things out. First of all, there's no way she's going to work things out. He has to work things out. And number two, there's no reason to give her credit for it. She's not getting an award for helping a nice guy out. By the way, I'm glad you put nice guy in quotes because we're really not talking strictly about a guy who's just being nice. We're talking about a guy who is being deceitful, dishonest with himself, just like you are being deceitful and dishonest with yourself. So you're not really a nice guy. You're just a guy who doesn't know how to get his expectations met. There's a huge difference. There's a world of difference. And in fact, you're not nice at all because you're envious of other people around you. Like if there was another guy at work and liked this girl too and started flirting with her and actually got her to go out with him, you would probably be jealous of him. So that wouldn't be very nice because you would just be hating the fact that he was able to do what you couldn't do. So these other extraneous considerations are all just basically justifications to make you feel good about what you're doing. Who's beeping?
Oh, it's me.
What the fuck are you beeping for?
Well, I was trying to turn on the AC. Hey, Zyger left.
Boggler.
Is your AC working now?
Yeah, I'm in my boxers right now. It's
Great. Thanks for telling us. Shut up.
amazing.
Zyger, miss you. Well, man down. Zyger's down. Harper, what are you wearing? Creating a pretense to talk. Lol. What? Lol. Nobody can see me in my car and it's hot. Ha. Sexy. Take a picture for me. Okay, stating an expectation. Girl sends picture of the road, violating expectation. Pff, what's PFFF? Does that the pff sound like this? Pff. Make that sound.
Yeah.
No. Right? Is that what you said? Pff. No? That's what you texted?
Right.
That's your version of punishing with disapproval, right?
Yep.
Anybody want to respond? What's wrong with this picture? Pff. No. That's his disapproval.
Yeah.
No, that is actually disapproval. He's saying no, and his sound is kind of I guess showing disapproval. It's kind of like saying tisk tisk if you're an old lady.
Well, I think it is disapproval, but it's not direct disapproval. Like, he's not directly stating, I don't like this, this is annoying.
Exactly. So it is disapproval, but it's a very weak disapproval. It's like, it's like saying meh. Like, you're just not happy with it.
It's like a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, it's like a frustrated response. It's not, like if somebody sent me a picture that I didn't like, especially a chick like sending, a stupid picture of a road thinking she's funny. I'd say, don't send me retarded pictures. I would text her back. Don't send me retarded pictures of the road. I want to see your boobies bend over and did it. I would be explicit, what I want. And then, okay, here's what you're worried about though. Here's why you can't do that. Here's why I can do that. And here's why you can't do that. I would be like, look, who the fuck's AC? Bugger, is that your AC beeping?
No,
Shut your fucking AC off the side.
You guys don't live in the Bay Area.
Okay, this is part of managing your expectations. I got to manage the call and manage this. Okay, here's because my expectations matter. I don't want that fucking beeping going on while I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about. You managing your expectations. Exactly what you want. That is exactly what I want. I don't want beeping in the background. When I want a girl to send me a sexy pic, I don't. I'm sure in your head you have a picture of what you want her to send, but you're happy with her just, taking a flirtatious pic and sending it to you. I'm not. I want a specific type. Like, I want her looking back over her shoulder, sticking her ass out, and like smiling or, sucking her thumb or doing something along those lines. So I have a specific picture. The difference between me and you is I'm going to be more explicit. I'm going to describe that picture exactly what I want. I'm going to be like, look, I want you bent over. I want your ass sticking out. I want your like thumb up. I want your head cocked a little and give me that sly little look. I'm going to type that all in text. Okay. If I'm texting her, if I'm on the phone, I say that on the phone, but like you said, it sounds like you're having a text interaction right now. Okay. I would type all that out to her to be specific. I'm talking about me right now. I'm just showing the difference between you and me. The reason I can do that is because I know what you know. She's going to go, oh my gosh, that's shocking. You're such a pervert, or you're so forward. One of the, something along those lines where I can't believe you said that, right? So she might just say wow, type wow. Girls love typing really, a double really, or wow, one of those retarded things. But you are practicing how to manage that reaction. That's what you don't know. That's the X factor. That's why you're hesitant to do that, or that's why you won't do that, or that's why you refuse to do that. Because once she says that, wow, or that really, she's disapproving of what you're doing. So she's punishing you. You don't know how to punish her back. You don't know how to punish her competing expectation. You don't like that. I don't like, if a girl goes, wow, really to me, that's fucking annoying as hell. I'm going to say something. I'm going to punish that because I know eventually what's going to happen. Anybody read the ebook?
Well, if you punish that behavior, then the behavior will they'll stop doing it.
No, you hope that's what will happen. You don't know that. You read about it in the ebook, but I know you don't think that's going to happen because you would have typed it. If you knew that, if you knew 100% right now, if I said, look, lotto ticket number 3, the third one the scratch you buy is going to be $100,000 right now if you go to your liquor store. If you thought I was right, or you thought, maybe he's just, he's bullshitting. He's just being, he's being positive. He's thinking positively. Would you rush out right now and buy that lotto ticket?
Well, no.
No, of course not. You think, I'm just blowing smoke up your ass. But if I knew for sure, look, I got an inside line. I got a guy working in the lotto factory. He told me this ticket is the $100,000 scratcher. You'd be there right fucking now. You'd bounce off the Skype call. I don't care if it's Plum or, your favorite celebrity. You would be down there getting that ticket because it's a winner. You expect it to happen, right? You have inside information. Right now, you don't have the inside information. What is the inside information you're looking for? Experience. You are a bright guy. That's what I like about you, Harpo. You're a bright guy. Not only do you have a Russian avatar flicking a lighter, you're a bright guy.
Man, he's from the same
Shut up, Boggles. You don't have experience. Thanks, Boggles. Boggles, shut up.
Alright.
You don't have experience. That's exactly the answer I'm looking for. Once you have that experience, see, that is the daunting thing, to get that experience. Because right now, you can only trust or not trust what the ebook says. You can believe Plum, or just believe Plum is, blowing smoke up your ass, just typing something positive in an ebook to hopefully motivate you to interact. But he doesn't know this for sure, right? Now, 100%, that's not guaranteed that's going to happen. She may be so, adamant. She may be so dysfunctional that she's, you know what? Fuck you. Nobody talks to me that way, right? She may do that. But what you will realize through experience is that girls start going into stage 2, which is a good sign, which is they start becoming passive aggressive. Like, why are you being mean? Why are you being this? Why are you being that? Why are you trying, when they start trying to guilt you, that is a good sign. Because right around the corner is what? Submission, exactly. If you just get aggressiveness, like, no, that's not the way, no, you don't do this, no, you do that, right? She's very combative. She's like a dude, okay? You're still in stage 1. Once she starts becoming very, passive and trying to guilt you, why are you being mean to me? Why are you making me cry? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why is it your fault? That's the temptation to start justifying your expectation to her, that you're fucked. Realize that right around the corner, when she starts guilting you, that's a good sign. Right around the corner is submission. That's when attraction happens, okay? So, in this section, you're no. It's even worse over text, but the point is, I hear your no already, because I read your other EM reports. They're happening basically the same way. You're the neurotic nice guy. You're worried about getting the slap or the death blow from her. You're worried she's going to come back with an army and fuck you over. Okay? Only through experience. Once you have that experience under your belt, you're going to realize, oh, it wasn't this dominating scenario I had in my head where she just cuts off my head. It does not happen that way. Okay? You haven't realized yet that she's a girl and you're a guy. You still think she is a celebrity and you're a housekeeper. Once you have more experience under your belt, you're going to start realizing your roles are going to become more concrete. You're going to realize, I'm a guy. I know what I'm doing. Guess what? I have the ebook. She doesn't even have the ebook. I know what she's thinking. I have the ebook. I have the crystal ball. She has no crystal ball, okay? At the best, she's got Cosmo, which is fucking nonsense, okay? She's got retarded advice telling her that she doesn't have non-advice. She has retarded advice. So not only is she wrong by not knowing what to do, she's doing the exact opposite of what she should be doing because of Cosmo, okay? Because of Oprah, right? So at the very least, you know what the fuck you're doing. You need to realize that, and the only way you're going to realize that is through experience, by getting the response that ebook says you should be getting, and then you go, oh, it works. I'm going to try it again. Another positive response, right? Every time you have a social interaction and Boggles talks to you and he expresses himself, you have a positive response. That's why Boggles is doing so well now. Before he talked to Boggles, it's like hit and miss. It's like, this fucking Indian's so quiet, I'm leaving. Now he's all excited. He's all happy because you're giving him positive responses, and guess what? He knows how to elicit that positive response from you. That's why he's enjoyable to be around, right? You guys like talking to Boggles?
Yes.
Yep.
Boggles, you like talking to these guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. He likes putting on his boxers just to talk to you guys, right? He's so comfortable he can adjust the air conditioner.
Cut my undershirt and make it smaller.
Exactly. So Boggles knows what to say, in a sense, to elicit a positive response from you guys. He knows how to manage your reactions because he knows everything he says, 100% of what he says is not going to be so excitingly, funnily, maddeningly. Why am I LYing everything? He's not going to be the most amazing guy in the room every second of the day. But the key difference is he knows how to manage your reaction. You don't. Bogler has experience managing your reactions. Bogler, would you say you have experience managing people's reactions if they react negatively to what you say?
To some degree, yes.
Yes, you do. Definitely. That's the difference. That's when you know a student is understanding it, because once you start realizing how to manage somebody's expectations, it's really downhill from there. You can only improve from there. At that point, you're a mature student, believe it or not. Even if your fucking social interactions are terrible, that first day where you start realizing, oh, I know how to get that response, and you're going to give me a bad response at some point, but I know how to manage your bad response, it's all downhill from there. That is the turning point. You have not reached that turning point yet because you're still saying, no. Okay. So technically, yes, this is punishing with disapproval, but in the grand scheme of things, we see this is still neurotic self-monitoring. This is still a worried guy. All right, Harpo.
Yep. Hi.
How are you?
I'm I'm doing wonderfully. I'm just listening to every single,
Good. I want some responses from you because I'm talking to you. I know everybody else is listening, but I'm talking to you. So we're having a conversation. As much as I'm lecturing, we're actually having a conversation. Okay. So once you're done, blah, blah. Okay. I think we touched on really the gist of your problem. This other stuff is just extraneous to me. Reading these reports, I don't need every single, eventually you guys are going to realize it's not about every detail that matters. You can see, I see how you're handling your expectations right from the start, and that clues me into the rest of the report. I don't even need to read the rest of the report. If you if I go down the row when I start reading your reports and I see the first problem, once that problem is solved, you realize other problems start getting solved. Because other problems are really just symptoms of that. Everything that's happening in your EM reports are just symptoms of how you are viewing your expectations. Number one, you're not clear about your expectations. You're still haggling with yourself over your expectations. And as we just discussed, you don't know how to manage the other person's reaction. And that comes across right in the very beginning when I see no and I see punishing with disapproval. Then I think, how do I punish with disapproval? I don't go no, because I know that's not going to be very effective. That's not very clear. The other person doesn't know what I'm talking about. They have no, if you told me no, I would know, okay, I won't do that, but what should I do? I wouldn't know because you hadn't told me. Okay, so you're just doing this one thing. Once you're driving, take a photo of you in your skimpy hot weather driving bikini. Oh, disregard everything I said. You just stated your expectations.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's what I wanted, silly. Okay, just completely discard everything I said. Okay, girl, okay. Oh, okay, done. Blah, blah, blah. Violating expectation. Okay, but the same thing applies here. I'm being a little facetious. I'm kidding around a little bit, but the same thing applies here. No, that is not the disapproval you want to go with, especially if you're trying to get your expectation met explicitly. The more explicit you are with your expectation, not only is it helpful in getting your expectation met, but it's actually enjoyable to me. If you tell me no, it's not very, even though you're punishing me, it's not very helpful and it's not very enjoyable because you're not telling me anything about your expectation. Especially when you tell me what you want, you're ordering the conversation, you're leading me, that's enjoyable. When Bogler starts describing his experience, that's enjoyable. When he just answers the phone, Bogler, sometimes he fucking answers the phone, he's calling me, and he'll go, hey, hello? And I'll go, hello? Hey, it's Bogler. Yeah, no shit, it's Bogler. Why the fuck are you calling me? Right? Tell me something. Lead me somewhere. This is enjoyable. When I go, hey, even if I just want to talk to Bogler, guess what? I'm calling you, and, oh, man, my day happened, and this, and whatever, and you know what, I was thinking about this or something, right? I'm just right off the top of my head, right? What I'm thinking about, what I'm reacting to. If I can just bring Bogler into that experience, he's like, oh, this was an enjoyable time. I can't wait to talk to him again. Versus, hey, this is Bogler, I'm calling you. Just to bring you silence and misery, right? I don't want silence and misery. When Bogler calls me like that, I want to hang up on him. I want Bogler, fuck off, right? I want Bogler to lead me. If he's going to call me, lead me somewhere. Make it enjoyable. Make me want to talk to you again. Okay? We've covered you, Harper. We didn't even cover the rest of this. I'll maybe respond to this in the forum. Okay. In text format.
Really helpful.
Of course it's helpful. That's why we have this forum. Oh, fuck. I hate when I click. You know what my favorite banner is? The James Bond banner, because it was so terrible, and I took eons of time just tweak it so many times just to get it kind of the way I want it. It's still not perfect, but because I put so much effort into it, now I just love looking at it, and it fucking clicked to the one that took me the least amount of time, the Indiana Jones one, and I just hate that one. Man, I can't get the James Bond one back. Oh, fuck. How come
you just settle for the black guy one with all the types?
The black guy one is so terrible. I fixed that one yesterday, and it's still kind of terrible. I made it like a cat shadow, and even the dice is like, what the fuck? That means nothing. And you know what? I had to say, that's exactly right. It means nothing. I had no idea what I was doing with that banner. I was like, there's got to be a message. Sometimes slowly the message forms over time. I'm like, okay, there's a black guy boxing. He looks like he's training for something. Okay, the good training motif. Yeah. Throw some animals on the right here. Why are the animals there? I have no idea. They just look cool. Yeah, they look colorful.
Feminism. It's like just your common enemy, basically.
It means nothing. They mean nothing. It's just senseless.
No,
it's pure senselessness.
The one with the black guy, and then there's the watermelon and
that one. That one probably needs explanation. Otherwise, it just seems like pure racism, or as we like to know, it's culturalism, not racism. That was actually for. That was for who Treason X is a black guy. He just reminded me he was a black guy. He said something with Church's Chicken, so I thought, we'll have KFC on one side and then Church's on the other side, and then pretty soon it got to watermelon on this side, handguns on this side, and then it just went insane. If you haven't noticed, I like to make things colorful and exciting for me to look at. I kind of have a gist of what they mean, but if it looks like it doesn't make sense, you're probably correct.
So you like to go Indian colors on stuff.
Like I have a theme. Like I think, you know what I need? I need a lot of hipsters on this banner because I want to beat every one of them. And then I come up with a message in the background later. So it's not always a complete theme. For instance, the Bruce Lee one, I'm not sure what the theme is with it. Boke, your Viking theme, I knew there had to be Vikings, and I didn't know how it would even tie in because I thought, I don't want to have a bunch of gay Vikings across the banner. That people are going to look at that.
Vikings are not gay.
They're going to look at that, and they're going to be like, oh, fuck, these guys are trying so hard to be manly men. So then I had to throw little guys playing video games, and I thought, okay, now if this Viking is trying to kick their asses, I like that. Now I like the banner.
That's the funny thing. You added the guys playing video games, and they look kind of gay.
Yeah, that's the point. They're supposed to look gay. They're like, typical guys playing video games doing nothing. And this guy's like, come on, there's a whole world out here. Stop being an emo fag inside playing video games. Come on out with us. So that was kind of that sense of that theme. It just kind of evolved over time. So I don't have like a master plan in my head for I'll read you the list of what I got for upcoming banners. Header rotate. We got the Braveheart header coming. Jean-Claude Van Damme and Bloodsport. I already have the image in my head of which one that one's going to be.
When he's doing the splits.
Yeah, with the splits. Or also, I like the one where he gets blinded and he has that fucking crazy look at his eyes. He's rubbing his eyes and looking around. That's the most amazing picture ever.
Sean Connery in there.
What? Bogler. He's already on the header.
Oh yes.
And the James
Bond. Yes.
Indian. Predator. Get your balls. Put down the dolls. Who the hell was that? That was Vic. Blue. Gandhi banner. Curry banner. Definitely got to get it. I can't believe I don't have an Indian banner on here. We need a Jordan banner.
The two outstanding students. Come on, man.
Grizzly Adams banner. I don't even have a vision for that banner, so I don't know how I would even incorporate that.
7-Eleven would work.
Yeah,
Yeah, 7-Eleven logo, then like chai cups. Like chai dispenser.
Mr. T banner, Star Wars banner, and a hippie stomping banner. I think we can get rid of the hippie stomping banner. Actually,
Have you removed the Viking one? I can't get it anymore.
no, it's there. Sometimes you got to reload a couple times.
Keep refreshing.
You keep refreshing.
I've been refreshing for almost half an hour.
It's there, man. I just looked at it. I
Keep on
swear to
doing
you.
that, you're gonna go blind.
I swear to you. Sometimes, I don't know.
My eyes are... PHP guys, fix it.
Boke, I don't know what happened. One time I was just refreshing the form and I got stuck on one banner for like an hour and I was like, fuck, this thing is screwed. And then the next day it reset or something. I don't know. PHP. Okay, next guy, High School 101. Okay. Number one, I gotta cover something. We're in the chat room today. And we were talking to that guy Philos, some pickup artist guru guy from back in the day. Ironically advising people about social interaction while suffering from agoraphobia, which is fear of going outside. The senselessness of that juxtaposition drives me nuts. But okay, so we're talking to this guy, and said something about like he views social interaction like it's an event, whereas I view it like we're taking a piss. Okay, who is clearing their throat? Please kill yourself. Who is that?
High school.
Yeah, HS, knock that shit off.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Fucking throws my train of thought off. You asshole. Okay, so he was getting dramatic in the chat room. We're saying, calm down, bro. Like there's some emotional, meltdown going on in the chat room. We're typing in a chat room. So many, like a lot of people, when they see you typing in there, they're not used to it. And it's understandable because people are always trying to read meaning into your words. They're like, what is this guy saying when he's typing? Why did he type that to me? Does he hate me? They're just getting all dramatic in their head. And they kind of project that into the chat. They're like, bro, calm down, right? They're assigning all their emotional, what's in their head and assigning it to you. So that may or may not be there, but it's bound to happen, right? At Manhood Academy, we teach you, look, just be straightforward. We teach you how to defeat sarcasm, if you're a sarcastic guy, you notice I'm a sarcastic guy too. But I realize, look, this is dysfunctional, and also it fucks up. You're trying to talk to people, and the more people you're trying to talk to, the more difficult it's going to get. Like the more you amplify your dysfunction, the more apparent it becomes. That's why we talk about, the test for dysfunction is, just apply it on a global scale. It'll immediately make itself apparent whether your expectation is functional or dysfunctional. So let's say with a buddy, like I'm talking to Dr. Ladice and I'm being sarcastic. Is that going to work? Well, we can get by because we're kind of on the same wavelength. But the more people you add, right, the more dysfunctional the conversation is going to become because people are going to be thinking I'm saying some ridiculous, absurd, or dangerous thing when really I'm not, right? I'm just addressing Dr. Ladice. So you could kind of see how emotions, if you're not straightforward with your expression, and if you haven't practiced this, and especially if you're just picking up habits, if any habit you're going to pick up from society, one of these is going to be sarcasm for sure. It's a typical chick response. It's a typical feminist response. It's the same thing as wow, really, really. It's like the exasperated, indignant response. it basically is the anti-guy response. You're so exasperated by emotion, you can't just clearly state what you mean. Even if you have a disagreement with someone, you can't clearly state it. You're so overcome with the emotion. So this is why you're training to not be sarcastic, or at least training to be clear with what you say, clear with your meaning. Okay. So total side note. So we're talking to this guy in the chat room, and we say, look, I say something along the lines of, you speak like you're, having some event. A social interaction is like an event for you. For me, it's like taking a piss. It's just something that's inevitable. It's bound to happen. Then about, 20 lines later, I come back and I see High School 101 talking to Rob. And I say, yeah, I told him, look, it's like this. It's like an event, or it's like you're taking a piss. I'm like,
I saw that.
Fuck, this guy. So on one hand, it's understandable because, immediately I was criticizing High School 101 in my head. I'm like, fuck, it's like the little, your kid brother who he sees you on a bike and he wants to ride a bike. I'm like, fuck this guy every time. But on the other hand, it's understandable because, you guys all come from the background where you have very dysfunctional socialization or you have no socialization skills, right? One or the other. So, there's also guys who, you have a certain amount of friends, but you're just like the average guy. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. So you need some kind of social interaction model. So I understand that I am kind of like an involuntary model in the sense that, you see me getting my expectations met. So you would kind of go, oh, look, Plum can do it that way, so I can do it that way. I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm not trying to say you can't do that. I'm just saying be aware of what your experience is, which is High School 101, you definitely don't view conversations like you're taking a piss. You view them more, so you view them more like, a Madison Square Garden event than Philos, who is agoraphobic. Even though he's agoraphobic, ironically, he has way more experience than you do, socializing with chicks and picking them up, etc. But you don't have that experience. So on one hand, it's kind of like I was thinking, well, he's kind of just putting just trying to adopt the attitude, the Plum attitude, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. The attitude that, yeah, we should make social interaction not a special event, but just like you're taking a piss. It just should be a common everyday occurrence to socialize competently, right? Me talking to you like this should be a normal thing. It shouldn't be a special thing where Plum is lecturing because he's the only one who has a capacity to hold a crowd, right? That's not the way it should go. So this should be a normal expectation for you guys eventually. But I don't even know if it's even relevant, but this is the type of thing I'm talking about where I have a concern. I'm not even sure how I feel about the concern yet, but I'm able to express it to you guys and I'm able to discuss it with you guys. You guys should be able to freely do this when you get to a point where you're competent, where, you're talking about something you're not even sure about your opinion. You want to maybe solicit other opinions, but you want to have a discussion about it. And you're not so neurotic thinking, everybody's going to think I'm stupid for talking about this or discussing it, right? Boggle says the most retarded things sometimes, but he's able to manage reactions now, so he doesn't have to be so self-monitoring, right? That's eventually the point you want to get to. So just bringing that up. On the other side of that, I want to say, High School 101, be honest about your experience. You, of all people, don't view social interaction like you're taking a piss. So you can even say, look, I view it, as an event too, but I want to get to view it where I'm like, it's just like I'm taking a piss, where it's just, an everyday occurrence. Okay. I'd be more happy of seeing you state it that way. At least you're being honest about it. I understand. I don't know what your mindset was when you were saying it, but that's what would make me happy, for you to be honest with your expectations versus trying to already fit into a shoe, which you've never even tried on before. It just doesn't, it doesn't make sense when you go, yeah, bro, I view social interaction like it's, it's no big deal. And you're a neurotic Indian. It's silly. Okay. It comes off as silly. Let's go to your expectation management. Let's see here.
The latest failure experience involves for me.
Failure. Mr. Monotone, welcome. High School 101.
White guy.
White guy. Hi, High School 101. How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Don't ever tell me you're doing good. Ever. From now on, everybody else is allowed to say when I say, hey, how you doing? They can answer good, fine, whatever. You're not allowed to answer good, fine.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to talk, and you're not allowed to talk at light speed.
Yeah,
you, of all people, are not allowed to talk at light speed. You should not be talking like Elvis, where all of your words form into one word. Okay, I'm doing fine. Okay? I don't want to hear that. I want to hear separations in your words. I'm doing fine. Even if you are just saying 3 words and you just want to spit them out, slow down and deliberately say each word. Because the reason why you're like, oh, I'm doing fine, the reason why you're monotone is why. Tell me why you're monotone and why you speak at light speed.
Because I'm afraid of people's reactions. I don't know how
No,
to
no,
manage
no,
their
no,
reactions.
no. Start over. Tell me why.
The reason why I'm afraid to speak in anything
Okay,
but a
stop.
monotone voice.
See? Now I can listen to you. When you're talking at like speed, I'd fucking tune you out. Okay? I'm sure most people tune you out because that is a similar thing. It's like if you go to a lawn and you see a piece of dog shit on it, you don't want to get dog shit on your shoes, right? So you avoid that lawn, right? So when I hear high speed and monotone, what do I think? A guy who doesn't know how to socialize. I want to avoid that lawn. Most people don't grasp social interaction. Most people haven't read the ebook. They have no fucking clue of what's in the ebook. But they do know when they hear high speed and monotone voice, they know there's a problem instinctively. And you know how they confirm that problem?
Alighting him.
No. How do they confirm that there's a problem?
By keeping on listening to me, just to make sure.
They actually talk to you. Before, when they're growing up, the first high speed monotone pitch guy, they go, oh, this guy's going to be awesome. This guy's going to be fun to talk to. And they talk to you and they realize, what a fucking mistake. That was a piece of dog shit. Then they go to the next high-pitched guy in their life in 6th grade. They meet another high school 101. Same super fast talker, same monotone voice, and they go, you know what? I bet this guy's different. I bet that was just an anomaly, right? So they talk to this guy and they go, yep, same piece of dog shit. And this happens for years. And they start to notice a pattern. Talking real fast, super monotone, motherfucking boring.
Yeah, monkey see, monkey do.
So they become conditioned, just like you become conditioned to talk that way. They become conditioned to ignore you. Okay, I'm not talking like an announcer, like I'm so excited. I'm not purposely trying to add super duper emotional emphasis, but I care about my expectations, and I care about being clear to you, and I care about you grasping what I'm saying. That's why I'm emphasizing certain points when I'm talking. This is a natural thing for me right now. Okay, this is not. It would be very difficult for me to right now to fake a monotone voice like this, like because I care about my expectations. This feels odd to talk like this right now because it makes all my expectations blend together into an incomprehensible, mass of meaning. There's no differentiation in the meaning now. But because I care about certain things, I naturally enunciate them. Okay, I've learned to care about my expectations. Okay, so right now you're trying to meet everybody else's expectations like a neurotic fag. That's why you speak at light speed. So, So from now on, you have to slow down because not only does this force you to confront what you're saying, because you're like, oh, I don't want to say anything stupid. So if I spit it out super fast, not only will they not have to be tortured with it, I won't have to be tortured by the sound of my own thoughts and my own expectations. Do I really want to hear how embarrassing I am? Right? What's the first thing when I talk to High School 101? What's the first thing you said? Oh, here comes the failure, right? The self-deprecating guy. That's fucking annoying as hell. Don't do that shit.
Yeah,
I already know you're a retard. I already know you're a failure. You don't have to remind me.
Yeah, this is my first exposure to you, to like a really truly confident person. Like I've been around my dad who's like the exact same way, same monotone ass voice. Like I tune out within like 5 seconds of talking to him. And,
so if you tune out to him,
like son.
we don't want to tune out to you. So we're gonna fix that right now. So how are you doing today, High School 101?
Excellent. The weather, the sun is out.
Never mind. Time out. I don't care. I don't really care. I'm fucking with you. Time out. Okay, let's go back here. Okay. Where's your EM report? Did it disappear? Oh, here it is. You know what's so amazing about you, though? You are definitely a fucking nerd. This guy is one of the few guys who posts from the ebook. You know how happy this makes me?
He quotes.
Yeah, I love when he quotes because it's like we see an example. And also, I get to be embarrassed if I have a typo and I'm like, fuck, why did I have a typo in there? But more importantly, here's the thing. Here's a test. If I can stomach reading my own words back to myself, then I know it's okay for you to read them. It's just as much a check for me. It's like your expectations. We have to lay them out on the table. We're laying our cards out on the table. And we got to know, are my cards better than your cards? Yes, these cards are better than your cards. So that's why it's good practice to hear your expectations out loud, to hear what your thoughts are. Because then people can make a comment on them. And if you're fucked up, right, how will you know unless you express that to somebody else? How will you know? You won't have any check. You'll have all these delusions. Like so many people have these little delusions built up in their head. And they're so hard to pinpoint because they keep everything to themselves. They're like Blue. They play it close to the vest. They want to keep it silent, right? They want to tell you about their successes so they'll pat them on the back, but they want to keep everything else behind closed doors.
Yeah, it's like I try to be 110% honest in everything I do. It's like,
I'm so proud of you. I don't care.
Yeah, Thank you.
Fuck. This guy's Indian. Shut up. Look,
Yeah, it's like, I just
shut
wanna
up.
get anything out of
Shut
life.
up. Shut up. I don't want to hear you. This is the annoying speaking I'm talking about. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to fucking hear that. You are Mr. Justification Machine. Nobody wants to hear that. We know that. I'm already telling you that. You don't need to repeat that to me. I want to hear you practicing. Ah, yes. You don't want to hear me repeating that. Exactly. I don't want to hear you talking about talking. We already have Bogler doing that in the chat room enough. Bogler likes, you ever notice Bogler likes to go, hey guys, we're talking right now. We're having friendship. You're expressing yourself. I'm expressing myself. We're having a good time together, right?
Yes.
But
Yes,
Bogler knows how to manage your reaction so he can get away with that bullshit, but you don't. Practice, okay? So, I forgot where we were. So this guy quotes from the ebook, which is amazing, okay? This forces me to read my own conclusions, to read my own expectations, and to see whether I want you to read those expectations, right? If I'm embarrassed to have my expectations read out loud, they shouldn't be in the ebook. They shouldn't be there. Because your conclusions, if they're functional enough, you should be able to state them publicly and have people attack them or criticize them. How many people do we invite? How many chicks do we invite to, well, we stopped inviting chicks because they're retarded, but we've invited mangitas, right, to attack our conclusions. We don't care. We want you to attack them because if you really have something that's functional, when somebody attacks it with their delusional sentiments, with their delusional conclusions, not only will that strengthen your conclusion, that'll also expose how wrong the other people are, how wrong they are in their conclusions, how delusional they are. You can start pinpointing the problems because you'll start seeing the patterns, right? We talk to chicks all the time. It's like, fuck, like we don't even need them to be around anymore because they say the same things over and over just in a different form because they're repeating the same delusional conclusions. They're just borrowing conclusions, right? They're not even examining these conclusions. When you're stating your expectations, you have to volunteer them. That's why it's so important for you to shut up, to slow down, and to state them. Practice slowing down. My name is High School 101. I like you. I want to talk to you. No, even if they're just very simple things, it's more important that you slow down and are okay hearing the sound of your voice versus you speeding up and just wanting to get it out of the way. Because that's really what you want to do. You want to speed up and get it out of the way. It's like conversation for you is like, fuck, I got to talk to this person. I'm going to be fucked. I don't know if I'm going to do it right this day, but I'm just going to get it out of the way. That, you're not going to learn anything.
Yeah, I even want to practice that right now. Okay, I'm going to say, hi, my name is High School 101. Excuse me, waitress, get me a sandwich and get me a beer. How's that sound?
Pretty fucking gay, but we're working on it. Okay, another thing is, once you become more comfortable with your own voice, you'll become like Bogler. Bogler sounded like you, in a sense that, not the same voice tone, but the same type of apologetic guy. When he's talking, he's very worried about what you're going to say once he's done talking. He's very worried about, he's very self-monitoring. That's you right now. You need to get comfortable with the criticism because the criticism allows you to respond and to manage people's reactions. If you don't know how to respond and manage people's reactions, there's no point in having an expectation because you won't be able to get it met anyway. You need that criticism. I know it hurts, but eventually you're going to realize the criticism is helpful.
It's a good hurt.
It's a good hurt in that, it's like going to the gym. It's like right now when I talk to people, I realize they're going to have some fucking Looney Tunes opinions and they're going to disagree with me. But this is an opportunity for me to influence them. I don't look at it as like, fuck, they're going to fuck me over. I'm going to feel bad. No, I always look at it as like, look, I know what I'm talking about and it's going to come out because we're going to either discuss this or I'm going to do a fortune telling read here and I'm going to say, you're going to have this reaction, this reaction, this reaction. Now you're either going to confirm that for me or you're going to blow me away and, prove me wrong. One or the other is going to happen. And 9 times out of 10, it usually happens the way I predict it's going to happen. So what does that tell me? I know what I'm talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. But how would I know this if I didn't experience talking to them, if I didn't experience their disapproval, if I didn't experience them having a competing expectation, if I never had a confrontation with anybody, if I never disagreed with anybody, there would be no way for me to know or for me to be comfortable sharing my expectation. There'd be no way to know that. Hi, Karama. We haven't even gotten to your. Let me check on the time here. Hold on. 55. So we're at an hour.
This guy's got time.
Fuck. I want to cover his expectation, his EM post, but I want to hear from you guys. I want to at least talk to you guys, interview you guys a little bit. How should we do this?
That's all right. Hold on.
Fuck. Well, Okay, vote on.
There's
There's no democracy in this place, but for the first time ever, we're gonna have a democratic. We're gonna have some democracy here. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to? I want to talk to you guys and hear a little bit from you guys, so you guys get a sampling of what's going on, as far as hearing from each other in an orderly way. Or do you want to go with High School 101's EM report right now? What do you guys want to do?
Just based on you talking to me, Plum, I feel like we should just see us talking to each other like in the wild, basically, like get our feedback just to see what's really going on. We should do that for a few minutes, and then we should just go on to my post.
See that? I like talking to you right there. That was enjoyable. That was attractive. If I was a chick, I'd be wet right now. Okay, who else? Somebody else speak up. What's your opinion? What should we do?
Good.
What do you mean? You want us to talk in the wild? You mean?
Well, I mean. Sorry.
Like talking to just bros.
Like how we're talking.
You want them to listen to us while we're talking?
No, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to have I'm basically going to interview you one by one. I'm just going to talk to you.
Okay.
So either that or we cover High School 101's EM report. What do you want to do?
Let's talk. Let's get it on.
Okay, let's talk.
You want to talk? Okay. So we got 3 talk. Who else is on here?
Vic is on here too.
And he's the Mr. Mute guy.
Yeah, he's kind of tight.
Blue.
Go by Blue.
He's writing an emo poem right
He's just
now.
worried about his expectation.
Is he writing an emo poem right now?
No comprende what?
Were you watching porn while I was lecturing this whole time?
No, I got a text message.
Fucking guy. Yeah, I guess your text was more important. Sorry.
Pay attention.
Well, let me tell you what happened. This is very important.
I don't want to hear what happened. Why the fuck are you getting text messages? This is a once in a lifetime event.
This is important.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking Blue.
That has to be a once in a lifetime event. We can probably.
This is like a fucking solar eclipse, man. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Okay, that cocksucker's vote doesn't count. Who's the other guy in here? Nick, we got your vote. Who else is in here?
Vote for what?
I don't see anyone else in here.
Harpo?
Just you four.
Harpo's gone.
He's gone. Who's that? Oh, wait. Zyga? Gone?
Tiger's gone.
Okay, I guess we're here. We got 4 people interviewing. Boggles already interviewed you. You're done. So we have 3 people left.
Let's get the Goldster on there.
Let's hear the Bokester. I haven't heard from the Bokester.
Let's hear a new voice.
Bokester.
Okay, what do you want to know?
What do you...
Like what you want to
Bokester. This guy reminds me of Chekhov. I'm picturing Chekhov's face. Captain Chekhov from Starship Enterprise, the latest Star Trek. That Star Trek kid?
Oh, what the?
That's Bok. I gotta pull his face up right now. Hold on.
Link us.
Star Trek?
I know who it is, but that's horrible. I can't believe you.
What's his name? What the fuck is his name? There's gotta be one nerd here. Who's Chekhov?
Chekhov?
Yeah, K-O-V. Where's the new guy? Yeah, there he is. This is exactly how I picture Bok right.
Give us the link.
I'm linking you right now. Hold on, let me get the link here. Boop, boop. Here's the Bokester.
That's not funny at all. I think it's funny. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, you already like
I don't know how to post it.
No, he's not. He doesn't look like that though.
That's exactly what he looks like.
That's the new Chekhov. I thought that you were talking about.
No, not old Chekhov. That's new Chekhov. You remind me of new Chekhov. You have exact same accent.
I don't look like a fag like that.
Captain, the nuclear vessels. The nuclear vessels. Say nuclear vessels.
But it doesn't look like a faggot though.
Bok, say nuclear vessels.
Nuclear vessel.
He's got the V. He's not Chekhov.
Yeah, I can't say the V.
He has like the end of the nuclear, like the nuclear, like
nuclear
French.
vessels.
Nuclear vessel.
Okay, Bok, you're in. Are you in Russia?
No, I'm in Canada.
that shows you exactly how.
That's exactly what I thought too.
This is exactly keeping track of new students. Here's how you tell how I care about you. What the fuck?
I thought you would have that. You have
Death by porn. Boggles changed his avatar. You cocksucker. I want to bring this up right now. Death by porn in the chat room. This cocksucker went through fucking PayPal to fucking get his $10 back because we cut off his student access when he canceled his student forum membership. It's like, look, this is why I put that little friendly reminder in the student orientation. When I terminate your account, or when you cut off your PayPal account, when your PayPal access, right? You're basically saying you don't want student membership anymore and you cancel your membership. You're free to do that anytime. That's fine. No problems with that. I usually, cause I don't keep track of when you signed up, when you think your period should end or whatever. I just say, look, this guy canceled now. I'm canceling your membership almost immediately, usually that day, right? If you don't want to do it, if you don't want to cancel your membership that day, that's fine. You can, you can play your membership out to the end of the month. You can send an PM to me, email me, whatever. I don't mind. But at least do me the courtesy of telling me that. This guy, this fucking cocksucker, I even emailed him personally and said, why are you making a claim through PayPal? This cocksucker said, please speak through PayPal only. As if we're going to have some legal battle over 10 fucking cocksucking dollars, right?
That's why I like this guy. I realized right.
Then buy porn.
Yeah, he's a stupid
Yeah,
dumbass.
but this is what I'm
I
talking
remember
about.
you like him, but
He's a cocksucker. But the point is, you guys are all like this in a sense, in that you don't know how to manage your expectations. It's like this guy comes back in the chat room like, do, nothing happened. I just fucked over Plum. Plum obviously doesn't care about his expectations. I'm just gonna, wander back in the chat, do, I miss you guys. Hey, like nothing happened. This is exactly the delusion I'm talking about. You guys come in with. You guys gotta understand. If you want me to talk to you, there's gotta be incentive. The last time you talked to me, if you hit me in the nuts, and then you come talk to me again, and you think everything's gonna be hunky dory, that might work with girls. And the shocking fact is, it does work with girls that way. You can do a death by porn on a girl, and then come back just like, hey, how's it going? And she'll be hurt and be like, what happened? Last time you were so mean to me, and you could completely ignore it, and you can manage a girl that way. But because I'm a guy, I care about my expectations, especially Plum, who runs the fucking forum. There's no way I'm gonna let you slide on this bullshit, right? This is utter silliness. I want to throw this guy through a plate. No, I don't. I don't even want to discuss him right now. I'll deal with him later. But where were we? Bokester. Yeah. So here's how you know I care about you. I remember your name. I remember where you're from. I remember stuff about you. Right now, because you guys either talk infrequently or I don't hear from you that much, it's just difficult to keep track of a lot of students in my head unless I have personal interaction with you. So it's a good sign if we have enough personal interaction where I remember where you're from, I remember who you are, I remember your problems, etc. I remember what country you reside in. You're not from Russia. You're from Canada. Got it.
yes.
But it's also helpful. That's what I'm saying. You guys need, as fun as the forum is, as fun as the chat room is, you guys need these types of personal interactions like this. Skyping, visiting with each other was awesome when we had Blue come down when he wasn't busy texting. Blue, are you still there?
I'm still here. I'm listening to you guys. Oh, finally.
He's multitasking. He's texting.
Like outside the window. He's peeking in the window.
He's peeking. He's got you pouring in one ear and his text messages in the other.
No, but you know what? I thought it was awesome visiting you, and it was a great experience.
I loved it too. I was happy to see you.
I liked it too. And you know what? Maybe I'll come back when I have a new girlfriend.
Bring the new one by.
This time I'll take you to other places without driving around for hours.
Yeah.
That's another experience with the boggles. Okay, Bokester, you're in Canada, right? How's the heat wave over there? Is it hot or is it cold still in Canada?
It can get hot. I mean, it's pretty humid around here, so
that's amazing. I thought it was like an icebox over there all the time.
What?
I thought, because it's you're up north.
Yeah, I know, but in the summer it can get pretty hot. I mean, it's not as hot as Los Angeles, but I'm pretty. I have difficulties with the heat, so
oh man,
it gets over 25.
I never would have guessed because I always think like once you get past, let's see, the farthest I lived north was probably Washington. It's summery up. It gets hot up there in the summers, but like beyond that, I always think of it like icy, like not Poland. I was gonna say Poland.
I mean, the
Russia.
summer is not long. It's like 4 months at the most.
My whole idea of Canada is basically Siberia. I just think it's an Iceland.
It can get like that. I mean, in the winter it's pretty cold. I mean, we can get like minus 35.
Will you die outside? Is it like the top of Mount Everest? I was reading like if you get exposed skin out there, you can catch like frostbite within a matter of like seconds or minutes.
During the worst days, yes, you can get frostbite pretty easily.
Wow.
I mean, when it's minus 35, it's fucking.
Do you even go outside?
Yeah, we go outside, but we don't stay for long, and we're like wrapped in all kinds of.
So let's say it's like it's coldest it's ever been, and you went outside, and your face was like exposed. How?
Minus 35. I remember I was driving back from Montreal with my brother, and it was at night, and the blower was only blowing cool air. We couldn't get heat inside the car.
Yeah, but if you went outside with your face exposed, how long before you like your face would freeze?
They say that it's like 3 minutes or something.
I know,
like
but you feel it? Does it feel painful?
Yeah, it feels painful. It's like it's tingly. Your nose is stuck. You can't breathe through your nose because
and then you come back a black man because frostbite makes your face kind of like purple. You come back.
I had to get out of the car to piss. Minus 35, and I really thought that my dick would freeze.
Did it freeze when you're pissing? Did it just freeze instantly?
No, it doesn't freeze in the air, but I mean, there's a lot of smoke going up.
You ever see that? Don't see this movie.
Like an ice sculpture.
Okay, I was going to tell you the title of this movie, but I don't want you to see it because it was so disturbing to me. Anything disturbing, I don't want you to view. What was that movie? Okay, there was a horror movie, and this dude, there was 3 people trapped. Who the fuck is clearing their throat? Kill yourself.
High school.
God damn it.
I'm just cover my mouth.
Yeah, get a cough drop. Go take a drink of water. I'm going to punch you in the throat. Okay. Who the fuck was that guy? Okay, so they're trapped on a ski lift, and there's like a guy, a girl, and another guy. I'm not sure there's another. Maybe, yeah. And it's like the whole horror movie is they get trapped there, and there's like wolves. They get stuck on the ski lift. They forget they're up there, and it's like frosty, and they try to get down, and there's wild wolves, why Wild Wolves were at a ski resort, who knows, but it was badass. And this chick was like, oh, my face is itching. And she's like, you see your face getting red a little bit, and then it gets frostbite.
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Yeah, it's like that. But only when it's very cold.
Yeah, but it took her like a couple days to get frostbite.
Oh, yeah. But, when at the coldest spells, during the coldest spell, I'm so fucking self-conscious about my accent right now.
Oh, no, your accent. I like your Chekhov accent. I wouldn't be talking to you. I wouldn't have this warm feeling.
Myself, God damn it, you sound like
God damn it.
every time.
Look, here's what you don't understand.
It's good. It's
Look
good.
it.
Like movies,
Look
everything.
it. Here's what you don't understand.
During
Look,
the coldest spells,
you're like,
it goes quick.
Book, you're like Boggles, okay? He thought his Indian accent was a problem. Your accent is not the problem. Your accent is charming. It's not because you're charming, because if you were Boggles like 2 years ago, your accent would definitely be annoying. But because you're expressive, your accent becomes charming. It colors everything you do. When you're able to express yourself competently, that influences how people view your accent. So that's why I told Boggles, like, oh, I got to get rid of my accent. I got to take English lessons. People are going to hate me. He's got the same accent from 2 years ago, but you think of him a totally different way now. If you had seen him then, you'd be like, fuck, that is an annoying Indian with an annoying Indian accent. Now you hear him is an attractive Indian guy that you want to hang out with, regardless of his accent. His accent is like cool. It adds to him, to his personality. So that's the same with your personality. I can already tell there's expression in your voice that you're not a monotone guy, so it's attractive when you have your accent. To me, like I said, this is like where brothers like, woo, I want to fist bump you.
Talk to the raw wild man from the north.
He's a raw wild man now. Unlike the robot, High School 101. Unlike
I'm
Mr.
in the
Robot.
middle of the forest right now. I'm on the dirt road.
How's your progress, High School 101, after listening to Boke? Have you totally improved?
Yeah, as long as I keep talking, the progress keeps coming.
You've just improved. You've just improved 100-fold. Look at you now.
So good to know.
Here's what changes. It's not necessarily your accent or your self-monitoring or your fucking annoying throat clearing. What changes is how you view your expectations. Once you start being okay with your expectations, you will spontaneously become more expressive. That's how I can tell right now Boke is okay with his expectations more than you are, because he's spontaneously more expressive. You can't really teach a guy to go, if I had to teach you every micro nuance of, when you're excited, enunciate on the end of this consonant here and then slowly take your voice down to show, you don't do it that way. That's unnatural. Okay. There has to be first the acceptance of your expectation. And then from that, just pointing out your monotone won't fix you from being monotone. There has to be a willingness to go, okay, I am monotone, but I care about my expectations. I'm going to practice managing my expectations. When you get more positive feedback from us, you notice like when you're laughing, having a good time, you naturally like say a joke out or say something out, and you notice your voice isn't monotone. Not when like I just ask you a question right off the start, your voice is very monotone, because right now you're feeling more comfortable. You feel okay with, I've given you permission to express your expectations. Now it's like you're, on your sofa kicking your feet back. You're not as self-monitoring. That self-monitoring causes you to become monotone. It is actually work to be monotone. You may not realize this. You may think it's like a default setting, but it actually takes effort to be monotone. Like if I had to be monotone, it would take effort right now. I couldn't do it because I would have to go back into a neurotic mindset where I'm worried about what everybody's thinking to get monotone. It takes effort to be monotone.
Coming over to the other side. It's like, wow, I see, like, I'm having so much fun on this side. I look back at the other side. It's like, wow, like, how the fuck did I ever do this?
Yes, I know I know how to fake a monotone voice, but I can't, like, it would be very difficult for me. Like I said, it would take effort and it would feel unnatural. It takes effort for you to monitor yourself. Once you realize there's less effort wasted managing your expectations, there's less effort accepting your expectation, then that expression will come out. You'll become a Boke. You'll become a Chekhov. I think we should change his name to Chekhov. Chekhov. Who else do we have to interview? I've already talked to everybody on here. I've basically talked enough to High School 101.
My EM post.
There's Blue.
We talked to Blue.
Yeah, I talked to Blue.
I met Blue in person.
Okay. I thought you wanted to.
And Blue is kind of AWOL right now.
He's AWOL. Zyger's gone.
They're here.
Yeah, we'll actually have to combine these because I interviewed Zyger by himself, and we got to get who's the other guy we're missing? We're missing two other people.
Harpo has been to sleep.
Harpo, we kind of talked to him. I'd like to actually talk to him a little more.
The Australian guy had to take off.
Okay, let's hear what's going on with your guys' EMs. What's the normal way to ask what's going on with your lives and relate it to your EM, basically? How are you managing your expectations? That's really what I want to know. Bad. Okay, that's to the point.
I
yes,
didn't get what I wanted.
I agree.
I know you do.
I see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
But I'm still in the tunnel.
I'm gonna give
You're
you
lucky I
guys.
don't.
I'm gonna give you guys a tip. Read the ebook. Okay, now I'm gonna give you guys one more tip. Expectation management. Yes, it's very important to punish people who are competing with your expectations, but it's very crucial to know how to give people positive incentive, which means,
Yes.
like, I'm talking to you, I'm leading you. I don't even need to ask you guys. I know this is enjoyable for you. This is like watching TV. This is like playing a video game for you. To talk to Plum is like, to watch YouPorn.
Yes.
Without the tissue. But the point is, you are having an enjoyable experience because I'm leading you. I'm getting responses from you. I'm trying to create a somewhat orderly social interaction where we're getting something done. So there's an enjoyment to this. And I'm also, you notice I'm describing my experience as explicitly as I naturally would if I'm talking to a friend, right? I'm not in friend mode and student mode all of a sudden, right? I'm not switching back and forth. This is now my natural expression right here. So this is by practicing talking to people and getting those reactions back, getting that feedback. The more you guys have experience, the more positive reaction you're going to get is from when you practice being candid with your experiences. You notice how I'm candid with my experiences. I'm very explicit. I don't just say, hey, I'm doing good, or that was a bad thing you said, or don't do it that way. You would be in the dark if I just said that. You would be confused, and you would think, why am I training with Plum if he only says, don't do that, right? He's not very explicit. I don't get a full picture of what he's talking about. So to get that full picture, that means I need to volunteer information. This is not a natural thing to do. To volunteer information about yourself when most people are like going to judge you, going to do this and that. The problem is when people are judging you or when people are attacking you, you don't know how to respond to those reactions. So naturally you clam up. The opposite happens. Instead of volunteering information about yourself, instead of becoming more attractive to people, you become less attractive to people. And people are retarded in general because they don't realize when they are, jumping on people, especially when they don't know how to manage expectations, that causes them to clam up. So they're really, they're thinking they're being a buddy to you when they're really fucking you over, and they're fucking themselves over because they're becoming people that other people don't want to hang out with, right? If I was like, look, High School 101, you suck, and I also want to mock you and make fun of you in front of these other guys so they'll pat me on the back, it might be funny for this juncture in time, and I might feel cool because these guys are like laughing. I told a joke at your expense. But in the long run, you would be fucked over because you would not want to be encouraged to talk anymore. You wouldn't get any help, and you would resent me. So I'm causing all these little ripple effects by just that one little joke where I'm doing it at your expense.
Yeah, and that's why I'm enjoying talking to you. You're being just direct. You're giving yourself permission to just do and say what you want, and you're training us in the process. You're telling us exactly what you want.
Exactly.
So you're running a benefit for me because now my voice is not boring to listen to. It's less monotone. I'm giving myself permission to talk. So it's kind of like a domino effect. It's like
it is a domino effect. This is social interaction.
Talk to, and then these people just fall asleep.
Indian guy, be quiet. This is the domino effect of social interaction. It happens both ways. If you are a poor social interaction person, if you don't know how to manage your expectations, if you don't know how to express yourself, you will repel people. You will repel social interaction from happening. You will cause it to cease. And that's what a lot of people are experiencing today. What you are now in the process of experiencing is the opposite effect, where the more you socialize, the more it has a domino effect, the more people want to talk to you. You realize your social circle will start building. It'll get bigger. You will have an excess of friends. I know when you first come here, you're like, an excess of friends, an excess of things to do, an excess of interaction. Not possible. Yes. When you become competent at social interaction, everybody wants to talk to you. That's when you start needing to become choosy with your time, what you want to do with your time, who you want to spend it with, because people want to interact with you. This is a normal setting. You guys are at an abnormal setting, going to a normal setting, going towards a normal setting. Oh, I'm all talked out because I feel like I'm on the lecture circuit.
So let's move on to my EM post then.
No, let's not because I'm tired. I would, but we'll have to do it in person.
It's like 10 o'clock?
We'll do it in, it's 10 o'clock. I was actually going to work on that because I want to finish.
It's 1 year.
Oh, it is. You're Canada.
He's sacrificing for you, man.
Yeah,
sacrificing.
I was supposed to go earlier. I'm staying because you're
He's
talking.
showing reverence.
I'm sacrificing dinner.
Who's sacrificing for who?
I'm sacrificing dinner,
Sacrificing
and I'm sacrificing the ebook. I was supposed to be working on the expression section right now.
Yeah, that's important.
It's okay, this is important.
This is exactly what we're talking about right now. I want to make it as well-rounded as possible, so I'm going to hit the expression section hard tomorrow morning. I purposely scheduled a stupid car appointment, which I could have scheduled at 12 noon to just sleep in, but I scheduled it at 7 a.m. just so I would have to fucking get up, and then I have to go to just Starbucks or someplace where I could just start working on it.
Nice.
The sacrifice for you students.
Thank you. Expression is important.
That's the only reason why you'll be able to talk to me.
Boggles announcing everything like this.
That's right.
The pocket boggler.
That's how I know Boggles is in the group chat. He gets somewhat normal when you're talking to him, but then when he's in the group chat, he goes into Indian announcer mode, Ricky Ponting or Jacobs. I wish Boggles was just as cool as that dude. That guy is fucking rad. Ricky Ponting or Jacobs? Come on, Chaiwala, who is it?
I never get it.
Chaiwala, who is it? Who made the...
Lock that answer.
Who in lacrosse had the most trophies? Was it Ricky Ponting or Jacobs?
I just can't stop laughing when you do that.
Okay. I'm gonna take off, you guys. You guys can still enjoy your time together, but thank you guys for joining the podcast, and we'll talk to you later. Beep.
All right, thank you. All right, later, Plum.
Okay, another installment of Student Podcasting. We have another guest. It's Lighter Than Air, and all his amazing questions are coming at us. I can see his chat icon, or I should say his contact info, and his face is goofy as fuck. He has a look like that doll in Toy Story 1, 2, or 3. Same one. Woody. Eyes looking up with a Woody grin. Let me see if I'm going to pull up Woody's picture and see if it looks exactly story. Exactly like, let me see if it looks exactly like Lighter Than Air. Yep, exactly like Lighter Than Air. I put Woody and his picture side by side. Exact same person. Same personality, same person. So we're just waiting for him to get his Gmail chat set up and we'll get cracking. Okay, it seems like we're all set. Let's ring him up. Bring. Calling computer. Bring. And here he is.
Okay.
Oh, success.
Indeed.
Yeah, I didn't want to see your face anyway. I'm already staring at your face. You look like Woody from Toy Story with a ridiculous grin looking up. I put the pictures side by side. I put Woody on the right and your pic on the left. It looks exactly the same.
Alrighty.
Amazing.
I will defer.
I'm in the middle of dinner. And so I was going to torture myself by just listening to your questions straight through. Then I said to myself, I must be insane. Instead of that, I'm going to eat and answer your questions at leisure. So it'll be like dinner with Plum and Lighter Than Air. Let's see.
That's fine.
Let's get to your. Before we do anything, I'm gonna have two I'm gonna have two forum windows open. I'm gonna have Plum. For those that want to follow along, we got Plum with podcast. I'm reading that backwards. Podcasting with Plum. So that's gonna be where you're gonna be reading the questions from. But before we even do that, I got a more important thing for you to do.
Okay.
We're gonna go to honing your expression section. Because you got to read one of your posts. I tried to read one of your posts in your voice. I couldn't do it. Your posts are so amazing. We had a podcast about them. I don't even know if we released that podcast yet. Have we? Maybe that was the last podcast with me and Bogler. Have you listened to that one?
I've only listened to the first 8.
So you're way behind. Okay, so
way behind.
Lighter, you're missing out. If you want answers, listen to the podcast. There's a lot of answers tucked in there because you're a very inquisitive guy, and the podcasts are just like full of answers to a lot of these questions. Okay.
I believe you.
The amazing thing is you're a one-word answer guy in person, but on paper you're Picasso. Let's see here.
I'm under
Not Leonardo da Vinci. You're Picasso.
I'm under pressure. I haven't actually talked to you in the first time.
The only pressure here is the pressure you put on yourself.
Okay, I'm under that pressure.
Right. You put yourself under mountains of pressure right now. Okay. Hopefully we'll alleviate that by the end of the night. You'll be just relaxed in your hammock, on your back, looking up at the stars, looking up at your ceiling, counting dots. Let's see here. How did I miss this? I'm trying to find one of your classic posts where you have you have a very phonetic sounding posts. Like when I read these, I'm like, huh. I feel like I'm reading Goofy's posts. Like they're very phonetic. Okay. I'm trying to find. I want to hear your voice when you write these because I try to do it every time. Come on, baby, come on! Gots to do this, man. That's what I picture.
I'm mixing I'm mixing mentally my experience with the Looney Tunes and with cartoons.
Did you grow up with a lot of cartoons? Is that where that comes from, or that's just your natural phonetic expression?
Oh man, absolutely. That's how I learned to talk. That's how
I learned all this stuff.
Yeah, but this is half like a White Guy Street and cartoony and
Absolutely.
and
Right,
and like a Shakespearean grammar. So it's like a whole conglomeration of stuff.
I'm an alloy.
You're definitely an alloy. You're definitely an alloy writer, which is so interesting to read. It's just so off the wall. I like how you center everything. Like you got an important point. I'll break.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of breaking a line off and just leaving a word or two by itself just for emphasis. But you take that even further. You'll make one word bold. You'll put it in the center. You're the only guy that uses the center. The center.
I tried to use the right. I tried to use the right justification for my little.
Yeah, but I like that you make use of the buttons. Everybody's like fucking retarded. They don't use any of the buttons. You at least make use of the buttons.
The deal is, see, here's the thing. My parents are both librarians. My dad was also a English professor for a time, and so a whole lot of what he would help me with, what he did for me in school was everything I would ever write, every assignment. He would mark up and explain to me why this word should go there, why there should be a comma here, why there shouldn't be a comma here, and a whole lot of what he did for me. It was all. It was about writing, and
Let me tell you something. All right, shut up. Let me tell you something. Your self-deprecation does you no justice. From your voice tone, there's an authoritative guy in there. Like from the way you self-deprecate on the forum, you would think that you were like a timid fag, but you're actually you're a fairly well-spoken guy. You enunciate. You're definite. These are all signs of authority. But when you express yourself, you're very self-deprecating, and it's just it totally squishes everything you're trying to accomplish with your expression. You're trying to value your expectations, value your expression, and you're conveying that to the other person. But what you're doing when you're self-deprecating, you're doing just the opposite. You're undermining the authority of all your statements.
Our friend in California, the man known as Mindboggler, had exactly the same thing to say.
That's amazing. That is shocking. Okay, so what I want you to do,
Yes.
I want you to go to your expression post,
Yes.
page 3,
Uh-huh.
down at the very bottom. Read that one. Right
Page
before
3.
the very last post I made, it said lols.
Lols.
Yes.
Okay.
I love how you read lols too. It's amazing. We're in for a treat. Okay, let's go.
Oh man. Okay. I gotta get a drink of water first. I gotta do this right.
Yeah, go get a drink of water. Hurry back.
Okay, no, I'm still here.
Okay.
Mm.
We're gonna have a dual reading session. You're gonna take take the
yes.
first line. I'm gonna take the next line. Go ahead. You start us off.
Oh, okay.
Give me the tone. I'm gonna try and get your voice now.
Okay, here we go. See, I had a couple beers, so I'm gonna be a little sloppy. May have to do it over.
That's why your status says hammered like shit or something like that.
My status?
Yeah, something on your
Oh shit! In my Gmail, is that what I? Crap! Oh, hammered dog shit. Yes.
Yeah, hammered dog shit.
Oh, sorry about that. Different kind of hammered. Okay. Oh man, I just remembered. They got that jailbait Reddit of the pictures of the high school girls taking themselves in their underwear.
This is exactly how I picture you. This is exactly how I picture you reading this. This is so amazing. It's like there's no. This is actually predictable. I was like, how is this guy writing this stuff? No, LTA. I like how you refer to yourself by initials. No, LTA. Just no. Okay.
Oh come on! I'm all better now. I'm feeling good. I can handle it this time.
Listen to yourself, you laboratory gerbil. That's exactly what you said to yourself at this stage of the cycle. How many times before? You have like so many Shakespearean asides and soliloquies. It's amazing.
I had no idea. I don't even know what a soliloquy is.
Okay, it's like a little speech off yourself. You'll look it up later. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. About
How many times before?
200 times.
No,
1,000.
you skipped a line. Hello, come on.
What? No, it's the ...
Yeah, and then?
Then you say.
No, I say how many times before, and then there's a ... and then you say.
Right. No, you say well.
No, that's your line.
No, it's your line.
No, I did the how many times before. Come on.
Professor.
Come on.
Professor, no, my line is the ellipsis.
No.
That is to say,
What's amazing is you can disagree with me, and I'm a professor. How many other students are so timid, and yet you sound like the most timid fuck around, and yet you're disagreeing with my directions?
I just don't understand.
I know, but don't you find that amazing that you're a super timid guy, and yet you're willing to disagree with a professor?
It's because I'm trying to work it out. So
yeah, but you would think from your writing, you would be so timid that you wouldn't. You would just take my expectation regardless of whether it was right or wrong.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. It's a mind boggler actually, because you would think, well, timid guy, it shouldn't matter if I'm right or wrong. It's the way my way or the highway, right? But obviously you have a problem with that. I think that's a start. That's a good
I
start.
don't have a problem with that. I just don't understand because
No,
my
that's
line is
confrontation. You're like, no. When there's a disagreement, that indicates there's a problem.
Huh.
If you're saying this and I'm saying no, and you interject and you go no, that's a problem. That's a confrontation. That's a start of expectation management right there. You already got it down. See?
Awesome.
Okay. Anyway, how many times before? Your turn.
Dead silence. That's the ellipsis.
No, keep going.
200 times.
No, you missed it. You missed it. You keep missing
I am
it.
confused. Professor.
There's
sir.
a word right in the center of the screen I'm looking at.
Well, that's your line.
No, that's your line.
No.
That's your line.
Okay, I'll say it too.
Thank God.
then-
Let's try it again. How many times before? Go ahead.
Well, I don't understand.
It's such a
I don't
difficult guy. I
understand.
love it. About 200 times, maybe 1,000. I don't know.
That's my line.
No, that's my line. How are you having trouble with
You're reading the ellipsis.
How are you
You're
having?
reading the italics.
Shut up. How are you having trouble with expectation management and you're already disagreeing with the professor? That's my question to you. That is a mind boggler to me.
Okay, let me try to explain. Let me try to answer your question.
Yes.
I don't think of myself as disagreeing with you. This is me.
This is a
simply not
disagreement.
understanding.
You're saying that this. I'm not reading the ellipse. You're reading the ellipse as a line. I'm not reading it as a line. There's a disagreement. There's clashing expectations. You're trying to enforce your expectation. You're disagreeing with him. You're saying no. That's like pretty much almost disapproval right there. It is disapproval, a light disapproval.
I sure as hell didn't mean it that way.
What's that?
I just meant that I sure as hell didn't mean it as disapproval. It's just
It is disapproval. That's
exasperation.
not the point, though. I mean, the
Okay.
fact that you're willing to have the confrontation right there shows you're right in the middle of expectation management. That's all expectation management is.
Come on, we got guys on this side who are like getting laid left and right. They don't say no to stuff like this.
They don't. I mean, they do. Who are these guys getting laid left and right? Tell me, please.
Well, I assume some of them. Buak has got something going on.
Who?
B-O-U-C, however you say it.
Book?
And
Yeah, you obviously don't pay attention. Okay, who else?
I have high hopes for Mr. Blue, at least soon.
Okay.
And
these are the guys getting laid left and right. This just shows how delusional you are. But anyway, keep going. Who else?
okay, I'm delusional. That's all. Those are most of
So
the
two people that aren't getting laid left and right, that is, in your opinion, are getting laid left and right. Amazing.
I don't want to rat anybody out, but the great Blue and I have had some fun telephone conversations.
Great. Okay. We'll keep that private then. The point is,
The point is,
if people were pleased with their social interactions, they wouldn't be on this forum. This is for non-pleased people.
non-pleased people.
This is for people who are learning how to get their expectations met, not who can get their expectations met.
That would be me.
Yes, but what you don't realize is you've just practiced expectation management somewhat
That is
successfully.
awesome.
Somewhat successfully, too. If you get rid of the justifying attitude and you get rid of the, justification of your expectation, you would have just right there enforced your expectation with the professor.
Hey, let's do it again, and let's see if I can notice my justification.
How many times before?
I hem and ha. Okay.
Keep going, your turn.
It's your turn, Professor. The word well is in the middle and it's in italics, so I thought
No,
that
you read
were
it.
going to say that.
Read it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, sure. Well,
I thought, there's no justification there. Were you trying to reenact the moment?
that's what I was trying to do. I was just trying to, because, okay, justification runs through me. I mean, here's the thing. Like, in my engineering time,
Yes.
I love engineering.
Yes.
Because it's like there are no enemies in engineering. Rather, it's just other men, always men, thank you God, who just don't understand yet, right?
Okay.
And when I'm his enemy, I just don't understand him yet. And when he explains, here's the math, it's like this, and it's like this, and it's like this, here are the reasons, I go, oh, you're right, Ralph, I didn't understand. You're right. Okay, let's move along.
You can go to the moon that way. But here in Manhood Academy, that's all justification. You know? I'm not saying you're full of shit. I'm just saying that my habits they're all about what I call explaining.
Yeah, okay, here's the problem, though. Here's the problem.
Please.
You're explaining things at the expense of your needs, okay? There's a difference between, I love all your guttural sounds. You remind me of the Tool, who the fuck is that guy from Tool Time? The Tool Time guy. He goes, Tim Allen. There we go. No, right. Forget it. Don't get me sidetracked. Don't get me sidetracked. Okay. Don't talk about it. You'll get me sidetracked. Your justifications, or your explaining things for building a bridge, are crucial to creating the bridge. If you're an engineer, you are forced by default to explain yourself because your expectation is to get the bridge built properly. So justification is inherent in the process of building that bridge. You have to explain what you're doing. But even while you're building a bridge, while two engineers are going over a bridge, are there variations in design? Is one design better than another design?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are there bad engineers?
Yes.
Are there good engineers?
Certainly.
Okay. Do good engineers sometimes make bad designs?
Of course.
Okay. What is the difference between a bad engineer and a good engineer?
Good question.
They both make bad designs sometimes. But what's the difference?
The good engineer learns.
Yes, the good engineer learns, the bad engineer doesn't learn. So
it's the same shit over
they're putting forth two bad designs,
Uh-huh.
independent of each other, just in different companies. They work in different companies, and they're both putting forth a bad design. Okay, one's a good engineer, one's a bad engineer, but they just happen to both be putting forth bad designs. They're both arguing for their designs, even though they're bad designs. The good engineer is going to reason with you, and you're going to justify your good design. You're the competing engineer, and you have the best design. You know what you're doing. You're the senior engineer, and you tell him, look, that's not going to work. Can't hold that much tension. You're going to collapse the bridge. You need to do it this way. And he goes, oh, you know what? My calculation's off here. You're right. We got to do it your way. Otherwise, the bridge is going to collapse. Everybody's going to die. He's a good engineer. He's reasonable.
Right.
The other engineer's bad. He thinks his design is a good one. When it's terrible, it's going to kill everybody in the train who tries to cross that bridge. The difference is you're arguing your point. You're justifying, look, this is why this bridge is bad. See how you didn't take this into account here, and I took the wind ratios and the weight ratios into account, and that's why my bridge is a better design right here. You're justifying your expectation, but because he's a bad engineer, he doesn't give a fuck. So what do? You keep justifying your expectation, and you get nowhere.
I have to admit to you, when you asked me the difference between a good engineer and a bad engineer,
yes.
Before I said what I said, what I thought was this. I just didn't want to sound too dippy, but honestly, the good engineer has a different attitude. The good engineer.
Okay, but that's not the point right now. We're not talking about engineer. We're just using it as an analogy.
Actually, we are. Because the good engineer knows he's going to get stuff wrong, and he doesn't take it personally when he is shown out. So it's a matter of attitude. Like the bad engineer doesn't give a shit.
No, that's not the point. That's not the point.
Okay,
You're going beyond the analogy. I'm using it just to illustrate that there's going to be a conflict, and with a reasonable engineer, your justification will sway him because he's disciplined to reason with you. The bad engineer has no discipline to reason with you. So your explanations are a waste of time. Your justifications for your position, for your expectation, are a waste of time. You may have all the good reasons in the world. You're trying your hardest to convince him that you're right, even though you are right. It's irrelevant because he doesn't care about your expectation. He cares about his expectation. That is what you're not seeing.
And
so now if you replace engineer with girl, girls are the most retarded engineers of all. Their designs are wrong 100% of the time. And your designs are right 100% of the time. Even if your design is wrong, it's still better than hers. Okay? She's building with paste and pickup sticks, and you at least know what materials to use and how to use them properly. So in every case, you're always right. Even if you're wrong, your design is still better. But the difference is she doesn't give a fuck about your design because she doesn't give a fuck about your expectation.
Can I say what you just explained to me?
What did I just explain to you?
I really appreciate this model. Oh, how I appreciate it. what I just saw in my mind here was,
Yes.
oh my god, oh shit. This is why I love.
This is where you center your post. You say, oh shit, and you use the center tag.
Absolutely right. So this is why I love all male environments. This is why I have sought out almost all male college, almost practically all male field, all male workplaces. It's because
it's raining men.
Because it's raining. It's because because everyone is speaking my language. Everyone is a decent enough engineer, or at least has my system of like logic and basic values.
Okay, here's the problem. It's not that women don't fit into that world. It's that there are bad engineers giving you bad designs. So you basically fallen for a bad design. You were fooled by bad engineers. So I'm the first engineer that came along and told you, look, this woman, people say it's supposed to be, this is the tool that's supposed to be used this way, right? We're assuming woman is a tool right now. So this is a hammer. You're supposed to hammer nails in with this. But I tell you, I'm the first guy that came along and go, look, you could hit nails into a wall with this, but it's not designed for it. It's a screwdriver. You're supposed to screw screws in with this, not hammer nails in. You're abusing the function of the tool. This is no different than people telling you, look, women are just as smart as men, just as capable as men. They should be leaders and, be right alongside men. But practical experience tells you and every other guy, that's a fucking joke. This woman's not qualified to lead. This woman doesn't even know, she can't even go to the fucking bathroom by herself.
And the dissonance drives us crazy.
Right, so you think you are the problem because nobody has come along and told you, look, this is not how the woman tool is supposed to be used. In fact, the woman tool is very necessary to your design project. You just have to know how to use it. Just the same way as you're a guy, you're supposed to be leading women. Once you lead women, you'll find out they make you happy. You enjoy being with them as long as you're in charge. If you're told you're not supposed to be in charge and now you're told get along with women, it's not going to work. It's going to frustrate you.
I've led women for like cumulatively, 45 minutes of my life by accident.
By accident,
and,
right?
And
just as you accidentally got into a successful EM confrontation with your professor 2 minutes into the conversation by accident.
Yes.
Keep going.
And it felt wonderful, and I felt that. But still, there was this rush of feeling I'm off the map. I'm off the grid.
You are off the grid here. Because most guys are taught just the opposite. They're taught exactly what you were taught growing up: is that you're wrong,
exactly.
Chicks are right.
Right. So I couldn't sustain anything. It did not even fit into how I understood the worldview. Right. So it didn't happen. It's like that one about how I don't know if it was Christopher Columbus or who it was, but these European fellas getting ready to land in I don't know if it was Cuba or Virginia or wherever. And they would pull up the big ships, just like some miles away from the beach. And they would get all their shit together, getting ready to go down and get on the little boats and go to the beach, right? Uh-huh. And so there are these big old galleon things out there, plainly visible to the Indians, natives who lived there, who would go out to the water for all kinds of things, to wash things, to pee and poop. And no one saw the ships. They're right there. No one saw them. A little boy, like 4 or 5. Said, Daddy, what the hell is that? And then all of a sudden, everyone saw the ship. This is somehow relevant. Forgive me if I lost track, but that's what we're talking about here.
I completely lost track.
I didn't see the ship. Lead women, feels good, makes her happy, makes you feel horny. Yes, but I didn't see the ship. It did not fit into what I understood the world.
You're like Hans Christian Andersen of the internet.
That's not too bad. Yeah. I like it.
You're like a Aesop's fable on LSD.
I love it. I done LSD once, and it was the best, man. It was great.
Congratulations. Anyway, this is a small glimpse of where the problem is with your misapplication of the tools you're using. And again, there's a lot of bad engineers out there. It's just that you wouldn't know it until a good engineer comes along. Welcome to Good Engineer Academy. So we're just basically telling you, look, this is how you use the tool. This is how you interact with women. Once you do it this way, now you get a satisfying result. You're like, oh, this makes me happy to interact with them. It's not frustrating anymore. But the overarching model right now in society is just the opposite. It's the frustrating model. It's that women are equal to you. Women should have authority over you, etc. This is what causes all the problems. This is what causes all the friction. This is why whenever you see a celebrity, dating couple, you think, oh, I wonder when they're going to break up or are going to get divorced. It's almost an inevitability because guys just don't understand today you can't drive a car with two people with their hands on the wheel. One person has to be driving. Otherwise, everybody crashes. If the guy is not in charge, the whole thing's going to crash. Chicks cannot sustain a relationship on their own. They don't know how to do it. There are too many problems with a chick in charge. It's just like, and it's not really their function. That's also the other issue. They're forced into this function which they're not qualified, to maintain. So there's problems on both sides. It's a problem with chicks being taught that they're just equal to guys in function, and then you are taught, the same exact problem. So this causes you to act like, basically most guys act like the typical nice guy, and chicks act like bitches, what we refer to as bitches. I'm in charge, large and in charge, I'm strong, independent, etc. What we refer to as bitch behavior. Okay, let's get to your questions. Enough fooling around.
Let me hop on over to
let's see here. I'm
the
gonna
lounge.
I'm gonna close this window. Okay, podcasting with Plum down at the bottom. We got your questions.
How'd you pick plum, by the way?
It was a ideal fruit that I like, so I was like, I'll take that one. I think apple was already taken by Steve Jobs, so I think plum's available.
Okay, shall I?
Question number 1.
So this is a extract from the book.
Oh yeah, okay, you quoted the book. Okay.
This is the sentence, Professor, that it's like in the first few pages of the book. And when I read this sentence, this is when I knew that shit was on. This is the sentence that said, "Okay, here we go."
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. You have no idea what to say to them because you have no idea how to express your needs in an attractive way.
You are the most expressive reader I've ever come across.
Wonderful! That's awesome! That was forced. Okay, but this is not forced. So let me read that again.
You have the tools you have the tools for a guy with good expression. You just need the perspective change. That's really all you need.
Wonderful.
Okay, let's keep going.
You have no idea what to say. I gotta read this again because it's so
Let's get to your question.
You have no idea what to. Here we go. This is me. That is correct. I have no idea at all. In fact, until we didn't get this in the ebook, I had no idea there even was a way, like even theoretically. Professor Plum, sir, can you give us some examples of what you are even talking about?
Examples
expressing
of what?
Someone's needs.
Examples of expressing.
You have no idea what to say to a pretty girl because you have no idea how to express your needs in an attractive way. Like, okay, my need is, for example, I want to squeeze the boobies. Or
I want to squeeze the boobies.
Okay,
here's an attractive way. Shut up. Here's an attractive way. Okay. It's not the trick is not to think up the most poetic way to say something. Like saying boobies sounds kind of silly. It sounds like you're like for a grown man, it sounds like you're a man child. So if you said boobies, she's gonna think, oh, this guy's a dipshit. But if you said tits, it would sound vulgar and crass. She'd think you were just a sexual maniac. She'd think you're a pervert. She'd say no. Well, if you said breasts, she might think you're too old-fashioned. If you said, cantaloupe, she'd think you're, a vulgar, uneducated ghetto child. So you're trying to think, and most guys are trying to think of what's the best way to say what I want so I can get my needs met. Thinking if they just come up with the most poetic, euphemistic, pleasant-sounding way to say I want to suck on your tits, then she'll magically give you access to those tits. So they just keep coming up with a mountain of ideas. They don't realize that's not it. If you want to suck the tits, here's what you say. Hey, I want to suck your tits. And then the chick is going to say, you're the chick, you're going to say, hello?
If I'm the chick, I say, I'm here. I say something like, I don't even know what they say. What do they say? They say,
what do you imagine they're going to say if I go, look, hey, I want to suck your tits? What do you think she's going to say?
I say, right?
You're the girl. What do you think she's...
I know shit all about women, Plum.
Okay, I'm going to play both parts here. I'm going to give you what most guys are thinking, why they would never say, I want to suck your tits. She's going to say, you disgusting pervert, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay?
Does that really happen?
It's the mindset, okay?
Right.
Just go along with it, okay?
I'm alone.
Okay,
yeah.
So she's going to say something to the effect where she's turned off or pissed off or you're too forward or something along those lines where it's basically unacceptable. You're violating a social norm where you don't just tell a girl, I want to suck your tits. Okay?
Uh-huh.
The difference is, I don't go, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'm not trying to meet her expectation. I'm trying to meet my expectation. So if I was trying to meet my expectation, what would be the next step for me? If I was trying to meet my expectation. If I was trying to meet her expectation, if I was you, I would automatically try to meet her expectation and say, oh, I'm sorry, I was too forward. I didn't even know what I was thinking. That was stupid of me. That was wrong. I should never have said that. But you're pretending you're plumb. So you're pretending you wrote the ebook. What's the next step to get my expectation met? When she goes, oh, that's so disgusting. How could you even think that? What's the next step?
Guess number one. Guess number one.
What's guess number one?
Don't be a prude. You need this.
Don't be a prude. You need this. Okay. That's good. That's along the right line.
That was creepy.
It's creepy because you said it. I can say it.
Right.
That was good. You need this. Okay? The point is, the difference between you and me, the difference between a socially competent person and a socially incompetent person is the socially competent person cares about their expectation and they enforce their expectation. You may state it, you may care about it, but you're not enforcing it. And if you're not enforcing it, you're not really caring about it. What do I have to do if I'm enforcing an expectation where somebody's clashing with my expectation? What does that mean about their expectation? What do I think about their expectation? If it clashes with mine, what do I think about it?
It has to go.
Right. How do I kill a competing expectation?
Clobber them with a frying pan. No.
What's that called? What's the concept called? Somebody's doing something I don't like. What's that called?
Punish? Disapprove?
Exactly. Punish. Disapprove is a specific way of punishing, but the general idea is I want to punish that expectation, that competing expectation. And those are the various ways are listed in the ebook. But, for example, just like you said, I'll take what you said. What did you say? Something about your...
Don't be a prude.
Don't be a prude. What's wrong with you, right? I can go even further with the disapproval. What's wrong with you, right? I'm focusing on her behavior. Instead of focusing on me, like a neurotic person would do,
yeah.
I focus on her. I focus on what she's doing that violates my expectation, not what I can do to meet her expectation. That's your focus.
I would have gotten this theoretically by now.
Well, it doesn't work unless you have actual experience. So that's called training. So it's very simple when you just, put it down on paper, but practice, it takes time. It takes some training. So I would go, look, this expectation is violating, or her competing expectation is violating my expectation, right? She's doing something I don't like. That's what I want to focus on, not what am I doing. What you're doing is when she punishes you, immediately you're doing what she should be doing. When you punish her and focus on her behavior, she too should start focusing on her behavior. That's where the apology comes in. That's where the submission comes in. That's where, etc. That's where you start getting her to justify herself to you to meet your expectation. But you're just switching roles. She's punishing you and going, oh, that's disgusting. I can't believe you're doing that. And now you're reacting to her punishment. You're trying to meet her expectation. Going, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. What was I thinking? I was just too forward. I should do this, da-da-da. Instead, if you care about your expectation and somebody punishes you, you don't care about the punishment because you're busy caring about your expectation. You're saying, she's not agreeing to my expectation. Okay? You haven't given yourself permission yet to accept your expectation, which is you want to see tits. Tits to you is part of, it's part of your sex drive. It's part of you wanting to have a relationship with a girl. That includes sex. A large part of that is sex. So you want to see her tits. Now, maybe it's not appropriate if, you just saw her that very day, that very second, and you're like, whip out your tits on the street. Not likely to happen because it's, you're circumventing the relationship process where you have to get to know them a little bit before they start whipping out their tits. Or you have to be really super socially competent at getting your expectations met if you want to see tits a lot sooner in a relationship, I should say. So, for the normal...
Comment.
I'm sorry?
Minor comment.
Yeah.
Is that it's funny. How to express your needs in an attractive way. And even though you just explained this to me, I'm just noticing how, in an attractive way, where my mind goes with that is how... What's
the coolest way to say it?
The perfect, as opposed to, this is a whole different type of attraction.
Exactly. This is you.
What I was thinking was pleasing. How can I express my needs in a pleasing to
Yes,
her
you're
way?
trying to meet her expectation. That is most people's view of how to be attractive is how do I please you? Now, there is something to be said for giving a girl an incentive. That's the expression part. But the other part of the attraction, remember, is getting your expectations met, which means managing people who are violating your expectations. That is also attractive. So there's that negative side where you're punishing competing expectations. If this person is saying, "Oh, that's disgusting," I say, "No, are you crazy? Are you insane? I'm focusing on their behavior that is violating my expectation. In this case, her being a prude. If I think like you said, you think she's being too prudish, you say, look, are you insane? This isn't the 16th century. Come on. Hello? Whatever you would use to disapprove of that, you could ignore her comment and keep going and saying, oh, I just couldn't wait to, what I picture sucking on your luscious boobs and scooping you up in my arms. You're ignoring her expectation. That is also punishing it. You're not giving it any credence. You're saying it's beneath your consideration. There are many ways to punish an expectation. But this is part of attracting a woman is not bending to her expectations, but giving her your expectations, enforcing your expectations. This is what a woman naturally responds to because, remember, a woman is naturally submissive. If she's in an authoritative position, she's in an unnatural position. If she's in a position of bossing you around, that does not feel natural. That does not feel comfortable. That does not feel good to her.
It feels uncomfortable. It feels wrong to her.
Yes, she's taught to do that.
Okay, is this self-deprecation when I say, wow, man, like, if once I was just at a party just a little while ago, talking to a few women I'd never met before.
You're a roller.
Some of them single.
You're a high roller.
Shit. They were Christians, so,
You're a Christian high roller. Okay.
No, I'm not a Christian.
Anyway, let's get to the point.
Point is, once I'm looking at them, and once they have, like, actual eyes and actual voice and actual boobs, and they're actually looking at me, I totally forget everything I have, quote-unquote, learned so far. I just forget everything.
Luckily for you, shut up. Luckily for you, the most important... Oh, my God.
I just like that. Go ahead.
You're a fucking annoying guy. Just quiet for a second. Luckily for you, your expectations, learning how to manage your expectations is very organic. It does not depend on... right now, it seems that way to you because you're new to this. You're new to thinking this way. This is why you need a realization. When you train, the more experience you have, the more you have a realization. Like you just spontaneously start caring about your needs because you start realizing you need to be in charge as a guy. For this social interaction to run smoothly, for it to run correctly, you need to be in charge. The more you start interacting with girls, the more you start realizing this by the way they respond to that. So this realization changes organically how you think about it, how you approach it. Now you don't come as a guy thinking, oh, what does the ebook say in point 1, step 2, section, paragraph 4, alpha A quadrant, what do I do here? That's how you're thinking right now. But as you care more and more about your expectations, spontaneously you realize, oh, something's wrong here. This person's violating my expectations. I don't like that. You have a different reaction. Instead of going, oh, how do I meet their expectation? I'm not pleasing them. I'm doing something wrong. How do I meet that? You have a different mindset, a different approach. So because you care about your expectation, spontaneously already you're going, wait, this person's violating my expectation. That's not right. I need to do something about it. So at the very least, I should be doing something about it. Now, maybe you're not trained enough to know how to respond yet. You still need to practice punishing competing expectations, but at the very least, your perspective is changing. How you look at it.
I am creeping down that path. Like, I did a EM post about, I was at the party on 4th of July, and there's the cute girl with the braid. I'm talking about this, I'm talking about that, and then her friend greets her, and she just walks away. And no, I was not confident, I was not trained, I was not ready to actually do or say anything. But at least in that minute, I knew that I should have been.
Okay, good.
As opposed to not that long ago, I would not see that situation as I was just supposed to do something there. Oh, instead I would be, oh, I suck. Well, I guess that's over. Because I suck. Not because I didn't know what to do. That's already. I'm almost happy. No, I am happy about that actually.
Well, good.
I have further to go, but it's like I've actually been just since starting. What is it, like May last month? A month before that, I started here, and already I am putting myself in front of people. Like at this party where I was, there were like 3 or 4 girls talking in that tight phalanx formation, so that so they can't, they're all facing each other. So you have
an advantage already because you have a very expressive personality. So that's already very attractive. Once you just throw authority underneath that as the foundation, you're off and running. So you actually have an advantage, whereas you keep self-deprecating. That is undercutting you. That is undercutting your progress.
Thank you. Here's what I did. This one time, I just want to tell this quick story.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Listen up.
Okay. Listening.
Don't use the word creepy anymore. The only difference between a creepy guy and a non-creepy guy is the creepy guy doesn't know how to get his expectations met.
I'm sorry, creeping. Slowly.
No,
slowly
I'm telling you, creepy, okay? Don't use the word creepy anymore. It's gone from your vocabulary. You may only use it when I never talk to you or never hear from you again. Until that time, when you're enrolled here, don't ever use the term creepy. Girls use that. They'll use that to shame you. The only difference, again, between a creepy guy and a non-creepy guy is a creepy guy doesn't know how to get his expectations met. That is the only difference. Look, a creepy guy would sniff a girl's panties, and girls would go, look, that's fucking creepy behavior. But guess what? If I'm in a relationship with a chick or a chick likes me and I go, look, I want to sniff your panties right now, take them off. That's not creepy. You know why?
Because you're in front of her. You are telling her. You're not sneaking around.
No. Why? You know why? That's different. That's not creepy. I'm doing the exact same thing. I want to sniff her panties, just like the creepy guy. What's the difference? Hello?
I'm here.
What's the difference?
You're commanding it? Is that
I
it?
have authority over her. That is the key difference. Everything she sees is different. She sees Brad Pitt asking her to sniff her panties, not some guy in a dark alleyway. Okay, she will even justify that expectation for me if I have authority over her. She'll say, "No, that's romantic, or that's special, or that's hot that he wants to do that. He wants me so badly." Instead of, "Oh, who's this gross guy who wants to sniff my panties?" Okay, same creepy behavior. The only difference is the guy who isn't creepy is the guy who knows how to get his expectations met, who has authority. So your job is to get rid of that word creepy. Never use it again.
I didn't know I even said it.
You said it before.
I didn't
That
even
was
know
creepy. When you said something about I want to touch your boobs or something, and you go, no, wait, that's creepy. Or you said that's prudish. You need to do this, and you go, no, that's creepy. I shouldn't say that.
Oh, I did say that.
Yes, I caught it. I catch those things. I pay attention.
Yes, you did.
I pay attention.
Thank you. When I don't, apparently.
Yes, apparently you don't. So this is the paying attention class. You're learning things now. So you'll become more aware of your social landscape as you start practicing getting your expectations met. Most people are clueless, have no fucking clue what they're doing. They're hoping things spontaneously happen. You now know how to make them happen. You know how to initiate and make things happen. I'm not just talking to you in a Wall Street banker way where I'm just trying to motivate you. I'm actually telling you, you know exactly how to motivate somebody to meet your expectations. You have access to the ebook. You have access to the forum. You have access to the students. You have access to all the posts, all the podcasts. You know how to do it. It is just a matter of putting it into practice right now for you. Next question. Fuck, I was hoping we'd be done by now. We're only on question 2. I think, did I give you enough examples? Let me see. I think
You did great.
yeah, we're fine.
You did totally great. You did great.
I gave you one big example. That's fine. That's good.
It was wonderful. Because it was, when you said
I agree, it
tractor
was
wasn't
wonderful.
Flowery.
Let's go to question 2.
Yeah. I'm trying to compliment you, dude.
I don't care about your compliment. I want to get through these questions.
Bingo. Okay, question 2.
Yes.
Do you ever find yourself using or mentally referring to the whole pickup artist alpha versus
No,
beta
that is
male
bullshit.
or
I
game?
think there's a post about it somewhere. If you search the word alpha, there's no such thing as an alpha or beta. That is a myth. That's from socially incompetent people who don't know what they're talking about. Yes, people commonly refer to it as game. And if I really don't care, I'll fuck around with people with my really close friends. I'll say, "How's your game? Is your game tight?" But this is usually the people who have zero game that have no idea. We use the refer to slang game as just how good you are talking to girls or how competent you are. That's really what you're saying. So to call it game is just a silly term, and I'm sure most people are abusing that term when they're using it. They're actually thinking it's like some chess game going on.
Question answered. Thank you.
Are you
Question
beyond all
3.
that? Or do you overlap social competence and game? Can you be described in terms of other than they're completely different planets? Can one be described in terms of the other? Social, like the seduction community, they use, it's like the nerd mindset, okay?
Yeah.
They use all kinds of, quaint terms, AFC, last minute resistance, LMR, all types of little verbiage like this, just to make it seem more important than it really is. It's really complete bullshit. This is just a symptom of, creating this delusional socialization system that is not real world tested because nobody is allowed to dissent in the seduction community. Otherwise, because they're running a business, so they have to lie to these guys.
Do you think that? I'm sorry.
so they have to be dishonest with these guys to a certain extent. But these terms, a lot of them refer to concepts that have been around for ages, so, like concepts like authority, sometimes they may call it dominance or compliance training or things like that, throw fancy terms on it. But these concepts are very, have been with us for a long time, just as long as gravity.
I thought of you when I was reading something on Royce today, and it's where homeboy, which one it was, but it was probably
homeboy.
That's my word. He was something about how a good woman is a humble one.
I like how you speak in tongues. When you screw up, you speak in tongues. That's amazing.
I don't believe you meant amazing when you said amazing.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm surprised that you caught on.
Yeah.
You seem like to be the last person that catches on, but that is also amazing in itself. Sorry to interrupt you. Keep going.
Damn you. Okay. He said, there are many humble women in the world, many of them foreign. And when you meet one of these women, oh my God, it feels so different. And for the men who enjoy the game, you can take some Western woman you find and you can convert her into this humble state. And then here's where it happened. By running game on her. I think, wait a minute, that's not it at all, is it? That sounds so much more complex than simply...
They're taking authority. 20 steps to do what you could do in one step, basically.
Nice.
They're basically saying, look, if you knew how to get your expectations met, she would be that sweet foreign woman who's very compliant. That's really what they're trying to imply. But since they have a complex 20-step system, of course they have to, worry about if they're in comfort phase 2 or attraction phase 1, whether they're, doing X, Y, and Z.
Professor,
yes, sir.
Do you think that, this mystery character, he really did bang all those girls, right? He just didn't keep a lasting good relationship out of anyone.
I'm sorry, I was putting the food away. What'd you say? Something about mystery character? He banged somebody or something?
Mystery, for example.
Yeah.
He really did have sex with all those females, right?
I don't know. Are you his penis?
That's a lie. No, I am not.
Okay. So.
Who cares, right?
Yeah, who cares? I don't give credence to anything Mystery says. I've seen him in person. I mean, not in person, in videos, talking about how great he is at social interaction. We post a video on our site. He's terrible. So to talk about social interaction from a delusional point of view where nobody's allowed to critique what you're saying, that is delusional. So why would I trust anything a delusional guy is telling me?
I can't think of anything.
Exactly my point.
Okay, thank you. That's all I needed. Question 3, okay? Using pain to enforce an expectation scares the hell out of me.
Scares the fuck out of me.
Scares the fuck out of me. In my imagination, I can't possibly imagine it working. Instead,
well, stop imagining it, start practicing it, and see if it actually works. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Instead, I always imagine that being the end of the relationship, right there. I suspect that's because I don't think of my pleasure, my attention, as having any value. Most likely because I gave it away for free without noticing.
Most likely because you don't train, but okay.
And the only last words were, does that sound plausible to you?
So are you asking, if you don't train, does it sound plausible that your imagination will take over and you'll imagine all kinds of retarded scenarios? The answer is yes.
That's perfect. Thank you. That's great.
Okay, great.
That's great. That's all I needed.
Listen to more podcasts.
Bingo. I've gone through 2 different bicycle speakers, dude, to try to get some time in to listen to these, but none of them are loud enough. So I'm going to resort to some bicycle headphones so I can really do this.
There you go.
There you go. Keep trying, right? Question 4. Here we go. Do you want kids someday? And if so, how would you go about that?
By fucking a girl, probably, and getting her pregnant. What else? What did you want me to say? Hello?
Okay. Well, there are all these things that I worry about. Obviously you don't. Mm-hmm. Like child support law, all the ways in which one can take children away.
You haven't had in a relationship yet, so you're talking about space travel when you haven't even learned how to walk yet. Once you learn how to walk, space travel becomes a different ballgame. So don't talk about space travel until you know how to walk. You're talking about things that don't matter to you yet because you haven't learned how to manage anything yet. You will have a different perspective once you learn how to get your expectations met.
Got it. I think I finally understood that for the first time. For some reason.
Great.
Right now.
It helps when people actually talk to you. You have to hear it.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yes.
I need people to tell me things.
Yes. Or
I
you
do,
need to learn how
I
to
do.
pay better attention when you're reading, one or the other.
One or the other.
But yeah, I think it's important for somebody to talk to you because you, as a delusional guy, won't put the emphasis on the right words, and you'll also read over passages that are super important and just kind of skim them because you don't understand them. But when somebody talks to you, you're kind of forced to take in their perspective. So that's why it's so crucial to have, social interaction, real live social interaction.
My eyes can just skip over words and sentences without me even noticing the words and sentences that don't fit with my understanding of the world.
That's a common thing.
But when you tell me stuff, I have to respond to you.
Also, sometimes you'll read stuff in the ebook, it doesn't make sense because that's not your experience yet, and then you'll go back and train for a little bit, and then you're like, oh, I never noticed that sentence because you never had that experience. You never could relate it to anything.
Indeed.
Indubitably. Jeeves.
Indeedly.
Can we get to question 5 before
Question 5.
tomorrow?
Here we go. Do you remember a time when you didn't even have expectations?
No, everybody has expectations. Everybody has them at all times. There's no such thing as a time when you did not have expectations. Whether you can enforce them or not is another story, but you will always have expectations from a baby to adulthood.
It's just which ones.
What do you mean?
It's just a matter of which expectations.
If you haven't, where do your expectations come from? This is in the ebook. Where do your expectations come from? Hello, sir.
I'm here. I don't have it in front of me. What?
I'm asking you, where do your expectations come from?
In real life, or what I'm supposed to say?
Wherever. Give me an answer. Where do your expectations come from?
Early childhood experience.
No. Where do your expectations come from?
Okay.
It is not experience. Where do they come from?
You got me.
Your needs. All your expectations come from your needs. They travel through your wants and dysfunctional desires, but they all stem from your needs. If you didn't have needs, you wouldn't have expectations at all. But because you have needs by default, don't you need to breathe?
Yes.
What's your expectation?
To be able to breathe.
I need some clean air. I need some oxygen. I need something to breathe. Why do hippies fight against corporations creating smog?
They have the expectation to breathe.
Why do hippies fight against nuclear armaments building up?
They have the expectation to survive.
Why do hippies fight against global warming?
They don't want to see other people suffer.
They want to survive. Same answer. Why do hippies? What's a common hippie cause?
If someone can afford to be a hippie, they're not. Are they really worried about surviving global warming?
Why do hippies complain about the economy being? There not being enough jobs.
They have the expectation of being able to provide for themselves.
Right. So what are these all based on? Why do they need provision?
Because they need provision. Because they're not independent. They're not dead.
No, they don't need provision because they need provision. Why do they need provision? Because they need provision is not an answer.
Because they have needs?
Yes. That is always the answer. Because they have needs.
Okay.
When you want the answer is because they have needs. That is the answer. Why are you talking to the girl at the party? Why are you talking to the girl at the party? I'm asking you a question.
I know.
So what's the answer? I'm pretty sure I just gave you the answer like 2 seconds ago. What's the answer? Why are you talking to the girl at the party?
I have needs for...
Yeah, that was the answer right there. Did you hear what you just said?
I just said I have needs for?
Well, you could get rid of the for part. Why did you talk to the girl at the party?
I wanted to.
Wrong. Why did you talk to the girl at the party?
Why is it so freaking hard for me?
Yeah, why are you so retarded? I gave you the answer. This is very simple. The problem is you don't want to give me the answer. You are so delusional. I just gave the answer. I'm making this as simple as possible, and yet you're fighting giving me the right answer. You realize how delusional you are? Why did you talk to the girl at the party? Why did you talk to the girl at the party? Let me make this simple. Why did you eat food tonight?
Because I was hungry.
No.
Because
You
I have
are
the needs for
retarded.
nourishment.
Listen to me. Listen to me very carefully. The only words I want to hear out of your mouth are, because I have needs. Repeat after me. Because I have needs.
Needs.
Okay, now repeat after me. Because I have needs.
Because I have needs.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you questions. There might be trick questions. I want you to give me the right answer. Don't give me the wrong answer.
Okay.
You fucking asshole. Okay, listen up. Why did you eat dinner tonight?
Because I have needs.
Why did you talk to the girl at the party?
Because I have needs.
Why are you talking to me right now on this podcast?
Because I have needs.
Why are you going to post in the forum tomorrow?
Because I have needs.
Why do you justify yourself to women? Hello, Faco. I'm asking you a question. Why do you justify yourself to women?
I know.
I didn't say to tell me I know.
Because
I want you to tell me the right answer.
Because I have...
Hello?
Because I have needs, and I think...
I didn't want to hear anything else you had to say. All I want to hear is the right
because I
answer.
have needs.
Shut up and tell me the right answer. Why am I pissed off?
Because I have needs.
Why am I trying to get my expectations met? Hello?
Because you have needs.
No. The answer is always because I have
I'm
needs.
sorry.
Yes, you are sorry. You're a sorry-ass guy. You need to pay attention. This is how you get someplace. Because I have needs is always the answer. Until you learn that, you're not going to learn anything. You want to try this test one more time? You want to see if you flunk or pass? Are you ready?
Yes.
Why did you wake up this morning?
Because I have needs.
Why do you think about girls on the bus?
Because I have needs.
Why did you sign up for the forum?
Because I have needs.
Why do you post such dippy posts in the in your expression section?
Because I have needs.
Why do you keep trying to justify yourself to chicks in your EM reports?
Because I have needs.
Why are you talking to me on this podcast right now?
Because I have needs.
Did I answer your question yet? Do you remember a time when you didn't have expectations? Let me ask you a question. Do you remember a time when you didn't have needs?
No.
No, there's no such thing. You'd be dead. You'd be a plant or a desk if you didn't have needs. Even plants have needs. Forget that. You'd be a desk. Okay. Question 5. Do you remember a time you have expectations? Maybe someone else. What changed between then and now? Did we answer that, or are there other parts of this question?
No, we're good.
What changed between then and now? I can feel that I'm an empty jar in this regard, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Did I answer that fully enough for you, or do we need to expand on that? Is there some part you're not clear on that?
That was good.
Okay. Question 6.
Please give us some examples of your pain voice. That is, I want to know what you sound like when doing, for example, the pain example.
Just re-listen to this podcast. You'll hear pain voice. Did you hear examples of pain voice, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, good. Motherfucker, I'll kill you! Did you want my war face from Full Metal Jacket, or did you just want my pain voice? I gave you my pain voice. You're definitely a frustrating guy, but I gave you my pain voice. My pain voice is just I'm very direct and I want this done this way. That's my pain voice. My pain voice is not how loud I am, it's the amount of disapproval I give you, or the amount of, of me focusing on your behavior that I don't like that's violating my expectation. That's my pain voice. It's not really pain voice, it's my pain focus.
Pain focus.
This is what it's like for me to focus on things that are violating my expectations. You didn't see me going, hey, you should tell me it's because I need my expectations because I told you to, okay, please? Could we do this because it's going to help you learn better? Because it's really going to edify the students who are listening to this? Did I give you all those reasons and justifications for my expectation?
No.
No, I enforced my expectation. Did you see the difference there? Well, you won't see it until you listen to it.
Oh, I see something.
Okay, good. So let's go to, did we cover 6 or not?
Yes, you did.
Okay, next one.
That's it.
Oh, sweet. Brutal. I thought this was going to be 10 or 15 minutes. I must have been out of my mind. It's like an hour. Okay,
yes.
Well, it was enjoyable to talk to you. I actually thought you would be totally wacky and off the wall. You are wacky and off the wall, but in a pleasantly different way. You reminded me of the guy in the Harrison Ford Fugitive, except the evil bad guy.
The evil bad guy?
Richard, come to my house. I can help you. If you need help, Richard, you can depend on me. Who's the bad doctor at the end? You remind me of the bad doctor at the end.
I only remember in that movie the part where he's at the dam and he pulls the gun on Tommy Lee Jones.
Your face reminds me of Woody, but your voice reminds me of the bad guy.
In that, oh God.
Because your face is very like howdy-doody, happy-go-lucky, like very passive, dopey guy. But you actually have a very authoritative voice, and you present very well. So when you're not self-deprecating and not, tripping over yourself, you're very straightforward, and so that's very authoritative. So you're like the evil doctor guy.
One of the more cutting comparisons that really made me think that I've ever received is someone told me that I reminded them of Sylar.
Who's Sylar?
Heroes. You see Heroes?
No, I don't watch Heroes. I don't usually watch TV.
Okay. That was something. He's the super villain who was played by the same fella who was Mr. Spock.
Okay, great. Let's end it right here. Thank you very much. It's been
Thank you, Professor.
It's been a long hour, but it's actually been an up and down, enjoyable and painful hour. I hope you listen to this podcast. You'll get something out of it. I think you're farther ahead than you think you are, and really, it's your delusional perspective that's holding you back. But you're actually much farther than you tout yourself to be, than you make yourself out on the forum. And again, that has to do with perspective, and the perspective is going to shift with more practice. More realization will come, and then that perspective will shift. That's the good news, because these expectation management, where you're blanking and not knowing what to do, that's going to happen organically over time. When you start caring about your expectations, it's going to be natural for you to protest, for you to start thinking, oh, this is where I start applying pain. This is where I start punishing somebody who's violating my expectation. That's where that happens.
Indeed.
Indubitably. Save your suffering, save your frustration for a post. I'm signing off. Thank you guys for joining us. This has been Lighter Than Air and Professor Plum.